everybody, welcome back to Frame Trap, your gaming discussion podcast. If you want the in-depth discussion, this is the place. We got plenty to talk about this episode. As always, joined by Michael Damiani.
What's up? How's it going?
It's going good, Michael.
Is it going good?
That's going good.
That's good.
When was the last time any of us called you Michael, I guess? It's been a while.
Do you not? What do you? You call me Damiani. That's why.
Most people call you Damiani.
Always remember.
Most people here, question, do people outside of work call you Mike or Damiani? Or Michael?
Depends. Like, if I think there's more than one Michael around to do it.
You get defaulted to Damiani?
Yeah. It goes around. The only one who really calls me Michael are parents and family. Yeah.
Got it.
Everyone else is like, it's always Mike or Damiani.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And joining us this episode is Mike Huber.
Yo.
It's been a while since you've been on this.
Has been.
Feels like it's been like a month for us.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But you're back.
Back from Vegas.
Oh.
Wait. Yeah, I guess so.
Right.
Wait, yeah. Back from Vegas.
We're going to Vegas at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was Vegas?
Amazing.
You won some money, you said?
Lost some on poker, but won some on sports betting and blackjack and craps.
Nice.
You went to play the World Series of Poker, right?
Yeah.
That's what you did? Okay.
Yeah.
How many days were you playing?
There were 2 2-day tournaments. I did not make it to day 2 in either of them, but I made it deep. And then just... One of them I just didn't get anything, so I was just folding for a while.
That's fine.
The other one, I had pocket eights. I had like 8 big bets. Jack 3 goes all in for like 4 bets. I go all in with 8 bets, 8s. Last guy calls. He has ace, jack. Flop comes blank, 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 jack. I lose. Ace, actually, not jack, 'cause I lost with the ace.
Damn.
Yeah. So really, there were only 3 outs. Sorry, he had ace, queen. It's been a minute. He had ace, queen, jack 3. So really, only a jack, queen, or ace beat me.
Yeah.
Ace on the river. Would have like quadrupled up that hand. Would have made it to the freaking money. Like that was everything. That hand. It was devastating. Yeah.
Sports betting, dude, reminds me of Biff.
So much
Yeah.
sports betting.
Sports almanac.
So
Yeah,
much
sports
sports
almanac.
betting. I bet big on Kershaw, and he delivered.
I like hearing that.
That's really funny, dude. Damn, dude. Damiani, you brought up briefly. Me and Damiani for sure are going to be at the North America Final Fantasy XIV Fan Fest, which is July 28th and 9th?
28th, 29th.
29th. We will be there, so if you're there, make sure to say hi. Huber maybe will go, but just not to the Fan Fest. He'll just go with us.
Just to throw dice.
Just to throw dice.
Just to throw dice.
Just to roll some dice, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
He's just outside Texas, like, yo, I got some. We're gonna play some slots now.
Yeah.
Yo, we got a hand at the table. Let's go.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm going to try to hit up the pool or something at least, depending on where we're at. I have no idea where we'll be. But when you're in Vegas, man, you got to kind of soak up the vibe a little bit.
Soak it up. You embrace it.
Yeah. Like, I'll walk around with a drink just because I can,
Exactly.
which is pretty wild, I think.
It is crazy. It feels like
I don't know a lot of
every
places in
time.
the United States where you could do that. I'm not sure
No.
what the protocol is at anywhere else.
Yeah.
But it is wild.
I feel like Bourbon Street or whatever in New Orleans,
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
maybe. I feel like you can.
Is it just the Strip in Vegas you could do that, or is it everywhere?
I think it's just a strip.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Still.
But downtown though too, actually you can. So maybe
Is
just
the
in like
Strip
the
not
big-
downtown?
No, 2 different things.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I've ever been to downtown.
Dude,
in
downtown.
Vegas.
Downtown has like the Bon Jovi music playing 24/7.
I don't know.
They have like the big display above you, so you're outside, but it's covered.
That's downtown?
That's downtown. They have like
Oh.
the zip line people going over you. They have
Wow.
like super old casinos.
I always
there.
thought that was like off the Strip.
That's down. Yeah, it's downtown. That's like a
Damn.
drive there. It's
Yeah.
like, it's like 15-minute drive.
Yeah, I've been to Vegas so many times in my life, but
Yeah.
yeah, I never even like realized that.
Yeah.
Damn.
The best part about downtown is the $5 or $10 minimum tables, because everywhere on the strip is $25 minimum,
Okay.
which is insane.
You got to go off Strip for cheaper.
Or you go to Ellis Island, which is my new favorite spot in all of Vegas. It's like technically not on the strip, but it is because it's right there.
Is it like kind of like Hard Rock Cafe, how it's off the Strip kind of?
Yeah, it's like right there. It's like a 2-minute walk.
Oh, okay. 2 minute
Yeah.
walk. Yeah, that's close.
2-minute walk, right there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a half a block down. And some family-owned casino brewery. They make their own beer.
Whoa.
$5 minimum.
Are their last name actually Ellis?
I don't
Ellis
know.
Family?
I don't know. Dude, Ellis Island, bro. This is your spot.
Careful.
This is your place.
I'm gonna sue you.
Dude, it is the spot. It is the best kept secret in Vegas.
Wow.
If you're on a budget, go there. For real. That's
Okay.
because 25 minimum is insane. I can't do that.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
No one can do that.
A lot of people can do it, but yeah.
A lot of people can do. I can't do
Us,
that.
we cannot do that. That's a lot of money.
Give me the 5s and 10s, please.
What's your favorite hotel in Vegas?
I mean, they're all the same to me, really. I mainly just like the casinos.
You don't think
I
about
judge
the
it by the
theming?
casinos.
You don't like, what about the theming?
Well, I'm barely in the room, just asleep.
No, not even
Yeah.
it's not in the room.
Okay, you mean the place?
Yeah.
Okay, I really like Paris.
Okay.
Paris Hotel Casino is awesome because it's like an indoor-outdoor thing. A lot of good theming. Just
Cool.
that like blackjack slot area
Yeah, I
in Paris.
do remember it being like pleasant inside.
It's so
It
cozy.
feels like daytime in there.
Going from the Horseshoe to Paris, you like walk in this back place, and I think of Disneyland every time.
Ooh.
Every single time because they have like the fake old-timey buildings up.
Yeah, New
It's
York,
like
New York has stuff
Fantasyland.
like that.
It's the best.
They
It's
got
the
that
best.
underground shopping center by Caesar's Palace or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's like forever. And they paint the ceiling so you think you're in the
Yes.
sky, like it's like you're looking outside. but
Love
you're not.
that.
Deception.
I love that too.
What
I
about you,
love that too.
Damiani? Do you have a favorite hotel in Vegas? I don't know what your experience with Vegas is. I'm not sure.
I mean, they're all kind of like a spectacle. I feel like I've been inside almost all of the ones on the strip at some point, and a few like off the strip I've been to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, when you think of Vegas, I think like the one that always comes up is like Bellagio.
Yeah, of
Bellagio.
course.
That
Legendary.
exterior, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the one they just tore down? There was a one they tore down. Was it Flamingo or
Flamingo's still
or
there.
is it getting torn down?
Maybe that one goes.
Yeah.
That one's mob ties, dude. Flamingo goes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just watched was it the Elvis Presley movie?
Yeah.
Talking about like Vegas and seeing
Yeah.
like what it was that like that in the original Ocean's 11, how small time the strip seems to now. Yeah, it's like insane.
It is insane.
The New York has the roller coaster.
Yeah,
inside, don't
yes.
they? Yeah,
It
I've been on
does.
that. That was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Welcome to Frame Trap once again. Video game podcast, by the way. Please check us out on patreon.com/easyallies if you enjoy the show. It would greatly help support us on there. We'd appreciate it. Make sure to leave us a nice review on a podcast service too if you're using it. That does help us reach more people, so we would appreciate it. Thank you. All right, let's talk about video games, actually. Huber, Amnesia, The Bunker.
The Bunker.
Tell me about this.
Oh.
Amnesia, The Bunker. We just did a full playthrough on Twitch.
Oh, you finished it?
/Easy Allies.
Okay.
Isla was driving. I drove for a little bit.
Okay.
So we played The Bunker together.
All right.
And it was mostly good. I've got
Okay.
I've got a big gripe with it.
Okay.
But this is from Frictional Games. So, the A team of Amnesia, they took a little detour when, A Machine for Pigs came out. That was number 2.
Right.
That was from the Chinese room. Frictional was off doing Soma. But, they did return a couple years ago. I think 3 years ago now, during COVID, was Amnesia Rebirth, which was
Oh, right.
Yeah, a really great Amnesia game. So this one feels smaller
Okay.
than Rebirth and Dark Descent.
Really? Smaller than like Dark Descent?
Yeah, because Dark Descent, you're like, dude, that game gets big, man.
Yeah, I guess
you go
so.
to like a lot of different places. There's like multi-layered. Yeah.
Do you mean lengthwise or just like the areas, the whole scope of the game?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, this game's pretty small. Like, we kept kind of waiting for it to turn, or like, okay, when's the second half? And it's really kind of just like the final little bit. But like the vast majority of this game is in the titular bunker.
Right.
And you really have like one objective. It's like, all right, get the dynamite.
Get the dynamite's the objective.
Get the dynamite, get the detonator.
Okay.
Dynamite.
Yeah. So really focused, small scale game. Obviously, the caveat of like streaming it in a group is different than playing alone
It 100%
in the darkness with a horror game. So like, I feel like automatically it's one letter grade down in score for me.
Yeah, for me, that environment is, there's no fear, no tension.
Exactly.
It's all gone.
Exactly. But I will say that aside, like you're in this bunker the entire time in this game and you're being chased by the one thing the entire time. And I think even if I was playing on my own in the darkness, it just gets a little tiring, you know?
A little too repetitive.
The thing grabs you a couple times and then it's just like, okay, like, you know, I already know the thing. You just do a quick little reload. I'm not really scared anymore. Like, whereas the other Amnesia would like change up the location to throw you off balance, change up the objective, change up the enemy type a little bit. So I think just kind of this repeating and like it's the double thing. It's the repeating enemy and the repeating environment constantly. The same enemy in the same environment.
What do you like? So I know you like Alien Isolation a lot.
Yeah.
Which is, as far as I'm aware, it's like the xenomorph is the big bad. I know there's like the androids and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think Alien does that makes the xenomorph still scary throughout?
So that atmosphere is incredible. Obviously, Amnesia Bunker's good, but Alien, you're going to a lot of different places on that space station. You know, you just get different areas. Like sometimes you're in the claustrophobic vents, and next time you're in like the mess hall or like the administrative area, and just like being in a new, unfamiliar location is a really awesome feeling.
Not necessarily just the one enemy, I guess. Necessarily, it's more so the lack of different environments, I guess, to keep you on your toes.
Totally, because
so you get really comfortable in your environment.
Yeah. So the bunker stopped being scary, I guess. It stopped being like cool to look at or cool to explore because it was just a lot of like, backtracking from area to area, kind of just, you know, knocking down doors, crawling through vents, finding things you need to progress, some keys here and there.
Okay.
But I still really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm positive on it for sure. I definitely want to revisit it probably like alone during October. I think it occupies and expands the Amnesia franchise. Absolutely. This is a benefit to the franchise, not a detriment. 100%. Solid game. But I do wish there was just a little more variety overall, either with the creatures or the location. Because it is really tight and focused, which is a positive, but I think it hurts it kind of on at least on your first playthrough. Maybe for like replays when you're really zipping through, that could be pretty cool. But yeah, there's basically just the main creature and then like some rats. There's rats everywhere that really F you up. And you can craft, there's crafting. Yeah. So you can craft like some cloth and a stick or whatever and make a little torch and like back them away, or craft some bandages because the big creature is a one-shot kill, you're dead, but the rats will kind of like poke at you and do like minimal damage.
Is this the one with the light?
The light.
Okay, how was that?
I mean,
and the whole tease about like the bullet, like having like, ammo finally.
So the ammo, that too. Like, Island never really needed the gun, and like it looked like we never really needed it because you're obviously not going to use it on the rats. We used it sometimes to like open a lock, which was cool, shoot a lock. But then when we see the creature, it's like, I'm not going to waste my bullets on this indestructible, invincible creature to just like scare it away. I'm just going to let it kill me and reload the save here.
Oh.
Like we'll just go back to the checkpoint or there's a save room that you can easily get to and you just like save it every once in a while.
If you're not using your bullets to scare off this thing or feel the need, I think that's a problem. That's a big problem.
Yeah, so like we didn't really need that.
Question though, were there difficulties?
Easy, normal, hard. We were playing on normal.
Okay.
Standard difficulty. Running through, like as soon as I got the controller, started sprinting, just test the limits as I do.
Yeah.
And the creature would come out pretty quickly and grab me. So you do have to kind of be chill. But back to the light thing as well, like it never really felt like it was attracting it because, if you're just kind of creeping through and you do it in a semi-safe spot, it lasts a while. And then when it would go out, you would kind of just like go in the darkness. You know, there was also, though, a cool mechanic where you pick up fuel and you power a generator to the whole facility, and you have a little stopwatch, and that tells you like how much fuel you have. So you can like, get out your stopwatch,
cool.
and it's like ticking down.
Oh, cool.
So then throughout the facility, there were like electrical switches you could put on, and that would light up some areas. So as long as those lights were on, which seemed pretty chill to do on normal difficulty, you know, it was never really, you know, a couple times we'd be like, yo, maybe hold off on fueling it up here. We don't really need it because we're kind of still exploring. Okay, now we know what to do. Let's put a bunch of fuel on. And it would last a while. So as long as you had fuel and stuff, the light was kind of a non-factor. So that's a non-factor. The gun is kind of a non-factor. Like, everything just seemed not quite balanced or refined enough to be that tip-top survival horror tier.
Was it easy to get away from the monster if you didn't shoot it?
Yes and no. It would, like, if it would get you. It was a smart little bastard, you know. It would get you pretty good. And it would get you in corners too. Like, you know, so many times we'd be like backing up, and it would just be like coming, and there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. It's just like boom, you're dead. You know, and then load a minute or two back and kind of creep through. But it could get you, because even if you sprint away from the thing, there was always like a central hub that it like never really went in, and that's where kind of the save area was too. So as long as you would like sprint back there, you had a pretty good success rate. Sometimes it would catch you though, because it was fast, and even when it's coming at you, because usually there's a jump scare of like, you know, oh, there it is. Even when it was chasing you and we knew it was chasing us when we're running, it would still manage to like jump scare us, because we would like turn around or turn the corner, and it would just be like, grab you from behind or whatever. It was really good. Yeah.
Was there like a cool story tied around being in this bunker, this era of World War One?
The non-overarching story is really solid.
Okay.
About the soldiers and the amnesia and like what the hell is going on here. The overarching story I need to put together a little more, you know, a little harder to follow in that context. Seemed really solid though. I did manage to digest the vast majority of it. But it felt like it was a little more focused on the immediate events, which I appreciated.
Yeah,
because it was really about like what is going on here. But there were still obviously nods and tie-ins to the franchise, but it wasn't like super hard in of like, you need to play the other ones because of this. It was just like, oh, that's a cool. Oh, I noticed that too. Like, oh, that thing. So just little things like that.
So it sounds like there's really cool ideas in this game.
Really cool
but
ideas.
You just don't think they came together very well?
Yeah, I need to replay it alone on hard, I think, for like the true maximum critique of it, but just playing a little and watching Isla play on normal, the mechanics didn't seem that fleshed out.
Okay.
Yeah, because like the stopwatch was cool. It was like, oh, like initially it's like, oh, you can see how much fuel you have, and it's like, I never really need to use this stopwatch. And then it's like the light noise is cool, but it's like it didn't really seem like it affected too much.
Yeah, I wonder if like the hard difficulty brings that kind of stuff more into factor.
Exactly, that's what I need to know. Exactly. If like, you know, I'm creeping through and I turn that light on once and it pops right out, or if I put the fuel in and it burns faster. Like,
it sounds like for you especially.
Yeah.
And I would play on hard too.
Yeah.
Because of that feel. Because most games, honestly, are normal, pretty.
Yeah. They want you to get through it. They want you to win.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
But interesting.
Yeah.
I do want to play it. I think the setting is really cool, and I like the idea of it.
Absolutely. I think it's absolutely worth a playthrough. Our total playtime was less than 5 hours.
Wow. Okay, so that's really short.
Yeah, in-game time, less than 5 hours. Real life time, probably like 6.
Probably like 6, 7.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good length, I feel like, or a nice length for a game like that. I don't know how long you need to be for a game like that. It doesn't.
And you know, a lot of games right now, a lot of long games right now. I think a nice little short one is cool. And if you are even passively interested in horror, I absolutely recommend Amnesia. But this is Amnesia. The Dark Descent is truly one of the greatest horror games ever made. I would recommend that one 10 times out of 10 over this one. But if you've already played that, and if you're into this, and if you like horror and you're curious, I absolutely recommend
Okay.
The Bunker for sure. Easy recommend. Just not that top tier that, you know.
Yeah. Maybe not what you're quite hoping for,
Yeah,
but it
like-
seems like a good time still, regardless.
Definitely. Add it to the list of awesome horror this year. We
Yeah.
got Dead Space, and we got Resident Evil. We got this. We got Alan Wake coming up.
Yeah, I'd say
We
maybe
got Alone in the Dark coming up.
play in October if you can.
Yeah.
But Alan Wake's coming out in October also, so.
Yeah. And Alone in the Dark is October,
in.
September.
Is it?
Something
Yeah, when
like
is that
Yeah,
game?
it's coming up.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, what a year for horror. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Michael Damiani. Let's talk about Ghost Trick, dude.
Ghost
Oh, yeah.
Ghost Trick. The
Ryan
DS game
Stevens.
is back.
Yeah. Bring back that the good old DS game, giving it a second life.
Hell yeah. My
Kind of
favorite.
The theme of the game here being ghosts.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
Great pun.
So you are a ghost who has just regained consciousness shortly after your own murder. And the premise of this game is you're trying to figure out who killed you and who you are.
Sick.
And you do that by following a series of characters that you're going to help out and prevent their untimely deaths as well.
Okay.
Over the course of one evening. You have till the next morning before your powers are going to vanish and you're going to vanish. So you got a bit of a time limit there.
Okay.
So how it works with Ghost Trick is that it's kind of like an
Huber's like sneezing off camera right now, and it's making me laugh, dude. Wait, Mike, get me a Mountain Dew. I need caffeine. I'm tired. Sorry, everyone, or listeners at home. Mike, he was just like holding in a sneeze, walked off camera, holding his arm or his face. Is funny. Sorry, Damiani.
He's trying, yeah.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
Trying
you.
to be courteous. That's all right. I know the feeling. The you got to sneeze feeling.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're familiar with the Ace Attorney games, there's some similarity here. You're not trying to like collect items to
solve a case.
What you're trying to do is you're trying to interact with the environment to move inanimate objects in such a way that you thwart would-be assassins from killing their target.
Right. So are these targets related to you, or are they just kind of random targets?
So they are. It starts off in the scene of the crime where you were first killed, and there's another woman there.
Right,
You
okay.
don't know her name yet. Her name is Lynn, redheaded, coated
Yeah, they've
woman.
shown her quite a bit, yeah.
And there's a villain. I'm glad
you.
Huber's back, because these villain names.
I played the first couple hours of this on DS.
So then,
Yeah.
that's what we're going to be talking about. So like the first dude with the shotgun,
Yeah.
nearsighted Jago or whatever.
Nearsighted
So he uses
Jago?
a shotgun so he never misses.
Close quarters.
Yeah, the next guy is like uses only a sniper rifle, but he's like always looking to the sights even at close range. So it's like we complete that. Yeah. So you're in the junkyard there. Your body is already bent over. You've met your demise, and you watch the events unfold. And Lynn still dies, but then a mysterious dead companion who's just in the form of a lamp starts bestowing the wisdom of the Ghost Trick upon you. Lets you know that some dead people have special powers, and they're called Ghost Trick, which allows you to possess an inanimate object and either jump between them or so you can go into the realm of the dead, like it's like Ghost Trick time, and the screen kind of goes like red and it highlights in blue these inanimate objects you can teleport through, and you only have like a finite distance you can travel. So if you can't quite reach something, you might have to go back to the land of the living and time. Oh, I haven't spent time yet, but go back to the land of the living, and then maybe you can like trick it. So you can like take like a bicycle and make it pedal so it'll move, or you can make like an umbrella expand, stuff like that, and that will either help you to traverse further to reach something else, or cause a distraction, which will buy more time. And sorry, the time limit. The other power you get as being a special undead is you can go back 4 minutes before someone's death. and you have 4 minutes to try and change their fate.
Whoa.
And so that's
No fate, but what we make.
so that's how like chapters are broken up into. They usually have like one major or two major sequences where you're trying to change someone's fate. And it's very nice because you know with the 4 minute limit, it's not really 4 minutes. I feel like it's because when you go into the ghost or the ghost trick mode in the like the that mode,
Time stops. Yeah.
So you have time to think. So if you need a reprise, it's like, okay, let me back up there. Let me take your time to think. But you can only move there. You can't actually like influence objects just yet. So that's kind of like the trade-off there. And so it's a puzzle. The puzzle is figuring out how to get to certain objects and what object will do. And it starts off relatively simple. The first one is literally just you got to get to like a wrecking ball crane and drop the wrecking ball onto the villain to stop them from the assassination. And you have plenty of time. It gives you a lot of time to figure out how to do that. But as you progress, things get a little bit more complicated. For example, I think it's the third area. It's like an apartment you go to. There's a little girl who's eating donuts. You can interact with the bowl of donuts and knock it over, and that might trigger something. You can only do that once. Only one donut will ever fall out. And I failed that one because you needed the donut for something later on. I used it for something earlier, and that wasn't the answer.
Save that donut.
So I got to a part. I'm like, wait, I can't. I was like, I know what I need to do here. And even like there's like a internal monologue where you can hit a button prompt, and the main character will share their thoughts, or sometimes another companion might be along with you. So in the apartment, someone else had become recently deceased, and you're trying to help them as well, and you're interacting with their ghost as well, so you're having like some dialogue there, and that kind of clues you in on what maybe you should be doing. And I was confident I knew what I needed to do. Like, the person needs to hide under a couch, and we just had to figure out a way to get them under the couch. And I'm like, nothing's getting this girl's attention. And then I was like, it's probably the donut, isn't it? So I failed. And the nice thing is, if you do fail to avert someone's to change their fate, you can go back to a key moment in that if you progress far enough in that puzzle. So you don't always have to go all the way back to the beginning. Yeah, so it has some nice checkpoints like that. So I feel like it doesn't get too frustrating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know if that checkpoint thing's newer for this version?
So I didn't play the original, so I don't know. They have like the chapter select, so you can go back and replay any chapter. You have unlocks. You unlock like music, and it says new arrange. I think there's like the OG versions as well. You unlock the illustrations. There's this like ghost picture mode that you have to beat the game before you unlock. Or there's some like bonus mode.
Okay.
And I don't know if any of that was in the original game. And obviously, since it's not just a DS game anymore, you can use like D-pad, analog stick to move around. You don't have to use touch.
I was going to ask you,
everything.
so what version did you play of this?
Switch. So I'm playing it on Switch.
So did you use the touchpad on Switch, or?
So I tried it, but like you can also just use any inputs you want.
Did it seem okay with?
Yeah,
like,
it's totally fine either way you want to play it.
When I saw this game, I was like, man, I want to play this on PC. Just because of the mouse or whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But I mean, if it works fine on the controller, that's great.
They like smart toggle. Like it'll only go to things that are selectable, so you're not like trying to drag. It doesn't like you're not manually aiming the cursor with your analog or D-pad. It just snaps to the spot.
Go ahead.
This is considered an absolute cult freaking classic masterpiece. This always comes up as like hidden gem, 10 out of 10 masterpiece game. How do you feel it holds up today in 2023 with the ideas, with just kind of the presentation and everything? Because the presentation back then was so cool, so unique. Do you feel like it can retain that title? Do you think it is that good, or is it just a solid puzzle game?
Well, I
nowadays?
don't think there really isn't many things like this. It still feels very unique mechanic-wise and what it's doing. At its core, yes, it's a puzzle game with like a narrative-driven puzzle game. But I as I said, like you could try and like look at like Ace Attorney from Capcom, but like they're not that terribly similar. And I'm sure there's probably another game or two out there that are more like this. But I really nothing was really coming to mind. So I still think it holds up in terms of its unique premise.
That's awesome. It's an old game. It's so cool.
I like the visual style. It's I think it still holds up. It's nice. It's very It's very like jolly
Yeah.
at times, despite it being like a game about like people dying. Like it's never graphic. They always like fade to white. You'll hear like a gunshot, and then there'll just be like a body hunched over, so they don't show the like violence on screen. And
PG-13.
And even when you thwart the villain, like you drop a freaking wrecking ball onto the shotgun dude. It's comical. It's like cartoon style. He gets squished and he's like flattened out and it rolls.
Roger Rabbit
it's like
vibes.
literally thought of Roger Rabbit. I was like, yeah, it's just that. It's comical. And like it's good vibes with the dialogue and the music. Like there's one part where your companion you're interacting with is a Pomeranian named Missile. And it's like literally like it's Hubert, it's like you. It like shouts at things and it like the thing shakes too and it like shouts. It's like it gets really like, when a dog gets excited, it starts getting louder and bigger text. And it's like they do all those things in the presentation. And it's like really good music when you're talking to the dog. Just super uplifting music. And it really, I think it really works. And they're very nice. Like you kind of pan across each room to survey the environment. It's very, goofy, comical. Like I think the second one is like one of the villains' like room. It's like it looks like a royal palace room type, like where they're dining. And they have like these fancy paintings, a chandelier, these weird Inspector Gadget like machines, like Dr. Claw style. Like it's unique.
What was the Japanese version of Dr. Claw? There was like the other one in Japan.
I don't
Never
know.
mind.
I don't know.
Never mind.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Never mind.
But yeah, it's simple. They keep adding like new kind of like gimmicks to the environment, and there's more things that will like when you trick them, they'll do something more significant. Like the apartment one, there's a lady next door who gets annoyed when the dog barks. So if you can trigger the dog barking, she'll pound on the wall, and that might move things around. There was also like a decoration on a fan that was spinning. When you possess it, you could speed it up, and so the circular momentum brings it higher up. Because the faster it swings, it goes like, it's in line with the blades. And there was something up there you can only reach when you did. I was like, oh, that's pretty clever to do stuff like that. Like you can, the girl, you want to prevent her from wearing headphones. So you extend something at the right, like there's timing stuff too. Like you want to time it at the right second, and you'll knock like the headphones into like a thing of water, and they'll get fried, and now they can't do that. So you solve like the first big thing, because if they put them on, it's over.
Nice.
There's also like timing where like that fan thing, you gotta like time when the blade is swinging towards you. You gotta freeze the time with the ghost trick and jump into it. So there's a little bit of that precision as well.
Nice.
Is there multiple ways to solve a level usually, or is it just kind of one?
That I don't know.
Okay.
It seems like there is only one way. Like there's one intended solution for like the critical stuff. I haven't gotten far enough where there is a mechanic where you can use phone lines to travel to other physical locations.
I remember that, actually.
Yeah, that's like
I remember that.
Yeah, and you have a phone book where you save the phone numbers. So I'm wondering if there's going to be a part in a chapter where you have to like travel between multiple locations to maybe deal with something, because you got to get like information or influence a character to maybe do something. And I see it going that direction.
Cool.
Yeah. And it's like 18 chapters, and like each chapter is like, maybe like 30 minutes. If even if you fail, it's really quick. That one time I failed on like chapter 3, it was like only sent me back like 2 minutes, because now you know what to do. It's like really quick to get back to that spot. So it seems like it's probably gonna be like a good length, like about the length of like the probably the Ace Attorney games. Like anywhere from like I'm gonna say like 15 hours, like 10, 15
Oh, that's
hours.
way longer than I expected.
Yeah,
honestly.
I would guess it's like 10 to 15 hours. I don't know.
I thought this game would be
last
like
time
6
I estimated
hours.
a game. Someone like it was a Cereza, and someone told me I was like woefully under on my estimate. So I don't know. But like it's episodic, so you just play a chapter, it saves it, and then you can just like walk away and come back.
Yeah,
and,
it's like,
Love that.
I was gonna say Huber loves that shit.
yeah, that's how I've
Yeah.
been playing. Like I'd play like
One
a
a night.
chapter a day, and
One
it's
a
like,
night,
there you
baby.
go.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, good soundtrack, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else I forgot. Like you just interacting with the different characters. They keep introducing new characters. I'm like the assassins are goofy, the villains are goofy. Yeah, it's a charming game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds sick, dude. I'm glad it's come back. I know a lot of people. I haven't personally really played it, but I know a lot of people that did like it. So It's sick
Ryan
that it's
Stevens,
back.
I gotta say
Ryan
his name
Stevens.
50 times every time this
Ryan
game gets brought up.
Stevens. Shout out Ryan Stevens.
Yep.
He loves Ghost Trick.
Yes.
Another Capcom classic coming back.
Straight up classic game. This is a classic.
Yeah.
This
It's really
is
cool that they
this
brought
is
it back.
This is a historically significant game.
Capcom's been bringing back some good games, but also a lot of games where I'm just like, why isn't this back yet? Like Resident Evil.
Dino Crisis.
Well, yeah, I guess, but
Oni
like Musha.
Musha.
And we got one Oni Musha. Where's the other ones? There's like 3, 4 more.
I'll never forgive
Three
the
main
gaming
levels.
community, all the gamers
For not buying it?
for not buying
I
Oni
bought
Musha
it.
remastered. Me too.
I did my part.
Yeah, I'll never
I beat
forgive any of you. If you didn't buy it out there, you are
bought it.
yeah, you are unforgiven,
Do you think Ben Starr bought it? He was hyping up Oni Musha too.
dude. I hope he did.
We gotta find out.
Yeah.
And shame him if
Yeah.
he did not buy it. Cool. Ghost Trick sounds awesome. I want to play it someday. It gives me hope for Zach and Wiki someday coming back. Also,
Bring that to Switch.
I can't even play it because my copy got fried. Or like I
What?
spilled someone spilled something on it. I don't know if it was me or not, but
God, I remember
it's
you
just-
hyping that game up when it came out.
I mean, it's not amazing. It's
No,
just
but
cool.
you hyped it.
It was
You
just
loved
cool.
it. You loved it.
Yeah, I did like it a lot.
yeah, yeah. I remember.
All right.
Is there only the one?
Yeah, just
Crazy.
one. Probably didn't sell very well.
Yeah.
Probably didn't sell good.
Blame them all.
Blame you.
All of them.
It's a Wii game. I don't know. It's Capcom during like whatever era. They had some hits at that time, like Dead Rising, but you know, Crapcom that time. But now they're Cap Gods again. So
Oh my God.
they're
yeah.
Cap Gods.
Yeah.
So
Peak.
keep it up. All right. This by far is the most write-ins we got for this game. We talked about it last week, Damiani, but Huber's been playing it. Final Fantasy 16.
Ah.
You and me finished this quite a while ago, but Huber's been playing through
Yeah,
it.
I've been
Huber,
playing. I've been playing.
let's hear your thoughts, man.
It's fucking amazing.
There you go.
I love this game. You know, Brad, we always talk about this. The going into just something that's like revered for like the production values, you know? Like
dude,
anytime you boot up a brand new mainline Final Fantasy, you are getting the James Cameron levels of budget, of hype. Like, dude, there are just so many fucking hype moments in this game. Like, this game is just hype.
Yeah.
It is nonstop. I'm not even like done with this game yet.
No.
And the best is yet to come. I know. And it's like, there have already been so many times where I'm just like, this is insane, dude. I love the setting. I love the world. And the most important thing, I love the characters.
Yeah. Always important in Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, every single character that I have seen has been just so memorable. You know, going from I'm like early-ish, but I've really spent a lot of time with like Sid and a lot of time with Jill. A lot of time just with like the whole, you know, hideaway crew, like Gav and
Gav.
shit.
Dude, Gav, I was like, man, I can't wait for Huber to get to know Gav.
Oh my god.
Gav is so sick.
Yes. Just excellent characters. And you know, I'm always a little more into the medieval setting of Final Fantasy, so that's just so nice to be back in that. So yeah, I'm just loving it. I'm just loving it. I don't know what.
How do you like Clive?
10 out of 10 character. Punished Clive, dude.
Punished Clive for
it's
sure.
so sick.
So punished.
Yeah. The side quests are good.
Yeah, let's talk about the side quests.
I really like the side quests because they're intimate and they flesh out the world, which is
So-
exactly what I want. I don't care about rewards. I care
Yeah.
about the lore.
So a lot of people have complained about the side quests in this game, and I
Really?
think, I think the side quests, what you're doing in them is just whatever. It's nothing special. But I think the narrative around them is very good.
There's some really good ones. There was one where I thought of Red Dead Redemption 2, where
Yeah.
I was like, this is some hardcore ass shit right here.
Yeah, there's some
dude.
hardcore shit.
This is a mature video game, and I am here for it.
Yeah.
Like, this game does not hold back with its content
No.
and mature themes.
Yeah, it's a very serious story.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
Final Fantasy games have had serious stories
Yeah,
in the
of course.
past before, but
Yeah.
it's like, you know, a lot of those games
Yeah.
where I think back to like 4 and 6. You know, there's a lot of very serious stuff in those games, but you know, it's like a pixel game. So we've come a long way of conveying emotion, I guess, with characters. Even though they do a good job in those old games, but it is great to see it in a modern game.
Totally.
I
wish it was a little harder.
Yeah. I think
it's
that's
like the
totally
easiest game I've ever played. Like, we really catered.
Ever played?
Yeah, like I don't die in this game. I don't think it's possible to die.
It is, but it gets harder as you go. But it's not a hard game.
Yeah, because like, you know, we made such a big stink. We, as in the gaming community, made such a big stink for so long about an easy mode in games, and we catered to those people. And now, please cater to me and allow me to play games on hard from the get-go. Because this is Devil May Cry 5 all over again. So few people finish games. Fewer yet even replay them. Okay, I replay games, but very few people do that. So like, when Devil May Cry 5 came out, the maximum difficulty at the jump was so fucking easy. It ruined my entire playthrough of that game, and I've never gone back. Final Fantasy XVI, with how hype and high stakes and how dramatic some of these moments are, I need that rush. I need that thrill. You know, if I'm fighting a Dragoon, I want to feel the fucking threat of this ultimate warrior coming down and fighting. And that's definitely, I'm feeling that hit. Yeah, for sure.
As people like us who have played many action combat games, I do wish there was something there easy earlier. I feel like,
help us out.
I feel like their internal testing with this game was majority of people saying it was too hard. Because I feel like they did so much stuff to get people just to play through it, to help people out.
Yeah.
There's all the accessories you can equip where, you know, it's just like auto dodges for you. It's like, fine, whatever.
You want to go for the stat buffs on those?
All that kind of stuff. And it's like, there's even an easier mode kind of thing like that.
Yeah.
I feel like they were so afraid of people not making it through this game.
Yeah.
That
definitely
the harder stuff kind of got put to, like, the harder stuff is you got to beat the game to get the harder stuff.
Yeah.
Which is like, in the newer game, it's, I think, much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
The difficulty-wise. Because, you know, you get hit, it can fuck you up.
Yeah, I want that.
And some of, like, the mission replays, you can do it even harder and stuff like that, which is great. But I do wish for the first go-around you could have it harder.
Because, like, if I replay a Final Fantasy game, it's going to be in, like, 10 years. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to run 16 back right when I finish. Like,
it's not like a Resident Evil game or something.
Yeah, so I definitely wish that was there, because then that makes me feel, you know, it's the Dragon Quest VIII argument over again, where it's like, by being difficult, you feel all of the systems of the game more. You feel each piece of gear. You feel each ability. You feel getting gil from fights because you can use that on resources. Like, everything matters a little more. So it would have just helped everything. But again, I'm 15 hours in, so maybe later, hopefully.
7 Remake did the same thing. There was normal and easy.
Yeah.
But I think 7 Remake was harder for a lot of people.
Yeah, it was a little harder, I think, maybe, yeah.
Because, you know, I mean, if a character action game, you have a good reflex and stuff like that, you can do a lot better.
You feel like a badass playing this. I mean, it's easy to look like a badass. Just like,
of course.
The charge in, the like square, triangle, like launch up, launch down, dodge perfectly. Like, it's insane, some of the moves you can do.
There's definitely some enemies later on, especially like hunts, I guess, that push back harder, but... Yeah, it's not like, I wouldn't say it's a hard game, for us at least.
Yeah.
I know we're probably not like the masses, you know. I'm sure some people are having trouble.
Yeah.
And like, that's totally cool, but for us,
cool. I just say if there's an easy mode, there should be a hard mode. That's it. Yeah. That's my take.
I would greatly
That's
like
my
that.
take on difficulties, straight up. If you're going to have an easy, have a hard.
Koshimitsu wrote in, "Hey allies, FF16 was fantastic. The combat system, the icon fights, the characters, writing, active time lore. What a great game.
Active time lore, dude. You have no idea how much I love this shit. Seriously, one of my biggest complaints about some video games is not having, like, a bestiarity and, like, a journal.
Yeah, you're complaining about Diablo 4.
Diablo 4. You don't play Diablo 4 for a week, you hop back in, and it's like, dude, let me look at the lore of this world, of this town I'm in, of these creatures I'm fighting. Give me the details. Like, what is this thing?
Yeah.
Where are they from? Final Fantasy XVI, gold standard with all of that.
It's really
stuff.
good.
Yeah, it's like, it reminds me of Witcher 3 in a way. Witcher 3 had a very detailed, excellent compendium of all that stuff. It's so awesome. Love it.
Okay. Great game. Though the mainline Epic games often reinvent themselves with each entry, I feel like what they accomplished here is so well done that it wouldn't make sense for them to not iterate or improve upon it. What would you personally like to see next? FF16 DLC? A spin-off game? Maybe in a completely different genre, i.e. tactics, turn-based? Would you like Final Fantasy 17 to have the same general action-based combat as 16, but take place in a new world with some overall gameplay system improvements? I don't want to talk about what I would want next from 16, because Huber's not finished the game, so we'll avoid all of that. With 17, personally, I don't really care what they do. If they have an idea in mind, then sure, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as there's gameplay in it. Like, I don't want it to be a visual novel or something.
Yeah, I mean, I can already see DLC for this game. I went into like one of the little like Isu Assassin's Creed temple type things. Okay, and it was just like room to room to room to fight. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be some like, this is so like DLC easily adding content of like battle arenas and like, you know, that could even be post game, like I assume, but there could also be.
There's battle stuff
like,
in the game already.
Yeah.
Kind of like battle challenges in the game.
Yeah. So I was like, seems ripe for DLC. I don't know. And I can't really speak fully to the combat system because I'd want to see it fully flexed. Yeah, on, I mean, hard mode.
There's so much still you have to get.
Exactly.
You barely scratch the surface of the combat in this game. I feel like you're missing so much stuff still.
Okay.
Because you only have 2 icon abilities, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna get fleshed out way more.
Okay.
Way more.
Cool.
Jason Wojcik wrote in, regarding Final Fantasy XVI's supposed darker tone, I feel like the older games would be just as violent and oppressive with similar graphical fidelity. Final Fantasy IV has towns getting decimated and innocent people getting murdered left and right.
Towns, dude.
Hold on, we'll go back to that. Good. Just keep that in your head. Others are more lighthearted, but others are filled with large-scale catastrophes. The only real outlier is the cursing. Do you agree? I mean, yeah, we kind of touched on this, that old Final Fantasy games had very violent stuff in them.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of them do.
7 is hardcore as fuck, too.
It's just a lot of conveying that kind of emotion has come a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously 16 has, like, more blood, I guess, but
yeah,
some games have blood.
Yeah.
I saw a side-by-side of, like, Final Fantasy VII characters to Final Fantasy X characters. And just like how big of a leap.
Graphical leap.
OG7 to OG10. Just like the leap.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah. The leap to 3D was like one of the biggest things.
I mean, that's when they got voice acting. It was with 10 also.
Like so leap to 3D, and then the leap to HD.
Yeah.
It's like gonna be hard to like, I feel like the only leap you can see, you can't see it really in games, like when you go like watch like Avatar in films, like the Avatar Way of Water in like 3D, you know, like what's the thing I saw, the variable frame rate, whatever.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's insane. And, like, heard even like the ride in like Florida is like even like makes people like wish video games looked as good as that.
Dude, it's
like, but yeah, that's bringing any of those old games to like, you know, a modern, realistic visual style. I'm sure they're like not just in Final Fantasy. I'm sure there's a lot of games.
Oh yeah, of course.
If you like could remake them with like modern and like realistic visuals, it'd be like, geez, this is a brutal game.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Damn, this is dark.
Totally.
Yeah.
Hero, why don't you talk about towns?
Oh my god, the towns in this game are so jolly, so cozy. I love the God of War vibe of like constantly returning to the hideaway. You know, it's like this central hub area. I think is so cool. I like just like eavesdropping on the townspeople and like talking to them and stuff. Like, it's not like gonna like add anything significant to the lore, but it really adds just like a sense of place.
Makes it feel more alive, I guess.
Yeah. I love that there's like side quests pretty much in like all of them, and even like the little delivery ones are like so cool. It's like, hey, go give everyone their food. And it's like, this is awesome.
To do, yeah. Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I said. I think the narrative around the side quest is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Especially later in the game.
Yeah, I bet. I just wish there was a little more RPG shit. Just a little bit more. I was thinking about just like The Witcher 3 and like changing your armors, you know, and I get lore purposes, it's fine. But just like a little more there, and like a little, like I was thinking of Assassin's Creed because I really I got to this town and I thought I was really gonna like bring it back to I was like, am I gonna build this town up? Are we gonna Ni no Kuni this shit?
No.
Are we gonna Assassin's Creed this shit? And it was like, no. And like I wish maybe that was there, but
Yeah, I don't think Final Fantasy games really do that I can recall off the top of my head. But yeah, I see where your head's
like a little
racing.
more because again, Brad, I'm so early with like these icon things, but like. For the first 15 hours of this game, upgrading abilities is like fine. Mm-hmm. It's like whatever. Mm-hmm. It's not like super dopamine kick that I want it to be. Mm-hmm. You know,
it makes them better.
It makes them a little better, but I think because you have like access to so many of them from the jump. And they're like the ones you don't are so cheap. It's like 100 skill points, like whatever.
Yeah, they want you. The whole point of the game, it seems like, is they want you to experiment.
Yeah,
just kind of use whatever you want.
Yeah,
they don't punish you. I guess they just allow you to kind of do what you want to do.
Yeah, and just like the gear so far has been very like, okay, you're now supposed to have this weapon, or like,
yeah, it's usually just like numbers up kind of thing.
Yeah,
the like. Choosing your loadout is more later game where you get like accessories that enhance certain things.
Cool.
And
you want to like focus on,
yeah. Where it's
I've picked up a bunch of those where it's like, oh, you can make this move stronger, this move stronger.
Stuff
I'm like, okay,
that.
a little min-max
so you
shit.
kind of like build around your playstyle, I guess, a little more.
Probably won't have to do that on normal, but whatever.
Yeah.
My dopamine was seeing the sword change every time you like, cause
that is cool.
Physical gear doesn't like change except for like your sword. And it's like, how does this one look? Oh yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, the swords are cool.
Yeah.
Carson Kuhn wrote in, "Hey allies, mucho love and respect. I'm about 15 hours into 16, and I'm not sure what to make of the side quests. They are simple, generally easy, and pretty quick, but I do appreciate the lore and world building they provide.
Nice.
Because they are brief, it allows me to get back to the main story quickly, but I feel like they're lacking in some way. Do the side quests get any more complex? What do you guys think of the side quests overall? Keep it up."
I'm into them so far. They're very old school. They make me feel like I'm playing an old school video game, and it just makes me feel all warm and good inside. Mm-hmm. And again, they are somewhat hit or miss. There's been a couple forgettable ones, as every game has forgettable side quests, but they're never annoying. They never wear out their welcome. And I've hit a lot of good ones, a lot of memorable ones that I cannot repeat because it's spoilers. But I was like, dude, Red Dead.
I definitely think narratively they get better, and there's some cool moments in them, especially later on. Yeah. But they don't usually take very long, I guess.
Yeah, I was happy that it doesn't feel like you get overwhelmed with them. I mean, it's the complete opposite of like Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, where you get so distracted. But that's the point of the game. This, it felt like I had maybe 2, 3 at most, and the way they make it for you to like travel to like go do them. It's like just quick. Yeah, you get your story. It's nice, and later on, I mean, there is a reward system tied to doing side quests as well that you'll unlock, which is like, I want that next thing that's in that reward tier. It's like, but it never was like, man, I have like 20 plus of these, and like, geez, like, what was I doing in the story again? Never felt like that. Yeah.
Sick 'em, Torgal.
There's more variety than just that, by the way, in the voice lines.
Yeah, for sure.
But I know.
Sick 'em, Torgal.
I've heard that. There's more than that. Get him, boy.
Gotta pet Torgal. At like 10-minute intervals at least, dude. If you go 10 minutes without petting Torgal, you're a monster.
I pet him off.
I think the Torgal commands get more repetitive. Feel more repetitive if you're using the Ring of Timely Assistance. Because it's.
Can I destroy the rings?
I don't know if you can destroy
it.
I never equipped it.
I like the dog one because I didn't like having to switch over on the D-pad to do that. It was like
I did equip the dog one for a second. No, I haven't equipped the other ones. I did equip the dog one because I was like, I don't want to worry about this. But then it was non-stop. Get him, boy. Sick him, Torgal. Sick him, Torgal. Get him. So I immediately took it off.
What I was This is where it's coming from. It's like I just need a way to like maybe, but like then it's like for some people like the audio command is when it's doing it, and it's like. I feel like this need to figure out a different way to represent that other than like spamming the audio cues. So, that's where it's coming from.
I never wore the ring, so I don't so I don't know. But eventually in the point, I have so much going on in combat, I just don't even worry about
I barely even use Torgal.
That's like, he's fine on his own. He does enough on his own.
I use Torgal when the enemy is staggered.
Yeah, I would
get
just
him in there.
use,
I'll get him
or
in
I would
there.
just use them to like knock someone in the air occasionally.
Yeah.
That was about it.
Yeah.
But later on, I had so much more I was managing. I didn't even think about it, and it's like
Grapple.
they can do enough damage on their own usually.
The fucking like Phoenix dash up.
Yeah,
So sick.
super sick. All right, these next two emails are going to be like the exact opposite of each other.
Okay.
Opposite opinions.
Great.
Kane
Clash.
Bella. Hey allies, with Final Fantasy 16 coming up again this week and having played through a majority of the game now, while I like it, I can't help but be struck by the feeling that while it's definitely true to the Final Fantasy name in most ways, it doesn't feel like an RPG in any more way than the recent God of War titles. The progression system is nearly identical with a skill tree approach that manually upgrades skills with points earned from battles rather than through the use in combat. Each skill also doesn't change much when upgrading it to make it feel like you're making meaningful progress. Crafting is also pretty basic, and a lot of new weapons just feel like throwaway items until the next one comes along. I'm not saying a game must be turn-based or anything of that sort, just that how progression systems define the genre. I guess this is the way to, or this is to say, how do you define RPG? Does a game need more in-depth customization to really separate your playstyle from another person's, or does simply having a few RPG elements like leveling up a skill tree make the cut? Love and respect.
I'm going to jump here and say that this game is historically still the spirit of Final Fantasy.
Definitely.
The
icons.
You bought gear with
dude.
Gil. Every new town you got to, you got like a new set of gear, and like that's like it was literally
The
just
story,
that.
too. The story feels like a celebration of the entire franchise to me so far.
Yeah.
That's
Spells, like spells, you get cure 2, cure 1, cure 2. It just heals you for more. And finally one does like AoE heals, or maybe it's like that's how spells always worked. Like just got slightly more powerful. Like it's icon abilities. Same thing here. I do think some of them are definitely noticeable. Like especially
upgrades?
their biggest attacks.
The biggest one I've noticed is the Phoenix Rise, where like initially it's just a hit up, and then once you upgrade it, it like adds a bunch of fireballs or some shit.
Well,
And it's like, okay, I really feel that one.
Flames of Rebirth, the like expensive one. Like when you add,
Does that go to X on the? Is that hold R2 and X, or is that a?
No. That's it's
replaces-
a
slot. It's a slot.
So it will replace square triangle.
Yes.
Okay.
You can only have
one
two
of those. Yeah.
Damn,
So like,
it's
yeah, it's
fucking
like,
expensive.
yeah, it just the animation. It has like a whole second set of animation on that, and a lot of the other ones
They do that,
They
yeah,
all
they
have
have like
three, and they have like those
yeah.
ones have 3 steps for the upgrade. Too.
Yeah, I think Zan Tetsuken or whatever has like 5 levels when you have it max. I think when it starts, it's lower, I think.
Yeah. So like Xantasuken,
That's what I say, Zan Tetsuken.
the actual circle ability. You can upgrade that. So when
That's what I meant. Yeah.
when it's not
The flame one, the
upgraded-
dash?
No. You don't have this yet. Don't tell them what it is,
It's
but
in
you
the-
don't
it's
have
in the
this yet.
trailer. But when you
Dude, I love the dash.
when it's
so
not
much.
when it's not leveled up,
I do
you're
it even when I don't have
You're
to.
capped at level 3, and you
Yeah.
can't even do the full animation
Yeah,
one.
you
And
can't
when
do
you
it,
like
so-
fully unlock it, you do the thing from the trailer, which is
Nice.
freaking.
And I'm pretty
sick.
sure the animation for each level is completely or is different that
Yeah.
he'll do.
Oh yeah, there. It's yeah. So but I also get like that thing. So I see that, but like I also think the biggest thing I think people want, like the gear thing, it's like there's been a lot of Final Fantasies. This is how gear has worked. Like you maybe have more slots that you had to like worry about, but. The thing I think that people are mean when they're saying it lacking RPG is like there's no job system in this game, and I think that's where people who think of Final Fantasy with RPG, like where's my healer build, or where's like my tank build, like stuff like that, and you don't have it. You're Clive. This is Clive's adventure. Clive is not the icon abilities are how you change that up, but people equate that more with like a Devil May Cry system than a job or an RPG system, and that's just I think that's it. Also, I mean, there's a whole turn-based argument. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with RPG, but that's where I think a lot of people are missing with this game is that they don't feel like the job system or the semblance of jobs, and like I can customize my character to play like this or play like this. And I think the suite of icon abilities maybe isn't either people. That's not what they want. It's not scratching that itch, or they're not experimenting enough with that to see how really diverse your skill set can get with that.
I just don't think at the jump, and I mean, again, I'm like only 15 hours in. It's longer than most games. But I just don't think, at least for now, there's enough choice. And I think that's what it comes down to for me.
Oh, you mean like build choice?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
sure.
Whereas,
like, The Witcher, it's like, dude, what armor am I going to get? That changes. Am I going to go cat bleed or am I going to go tank bear? Am I going to, when you get your skill slots in The Witcher, there's only such a finite amount you can slot in. So those are clearly hard defined choices where for the first 15 hours of Final Fantasy XVI, it just feels really linear, the progression. The game is giving me the weapons. The game is just giving me the abilities.
So, I mean, The Witcher, I would say, if you want to, could be more RPG if you want.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 16 is much more an action game.
Totally.
And they've been upfront about that the entire time.
100%.
And I guess against The Witcher is like, yeah, you have choices, I guess, but it's like, the combat is like, shitty.
Of course. Yeah, it's the trade-off.
Yeah.
And with this too, just like how maybe linear the game is, it's like, well, the story I think is benefited.
There's benefits to both sides if you want it. And they just kind of wanted to go to more action route this time, I guess.
Totally.
But it has been getting compared to God of War a lot, which I think is interesting.
Because God of War, I feel like, is kind of in the middle of both of them, where it's like not as hardcore RPG as The Witcher, but it's way like more than 16.
If you want to put like RPG bullet points, I guess.
Yeah,
sure.
Where you can like choose your armors and level different things.
Honestly, with God of War, it was too much of like that stuff.
There was a lot of throwaway stuff.
Yeah, that's what it felt like, I guess.
Yeah.
So I was just like, kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to nail it down, but interesting points all around.
Totally. It is hard to nail it down. It's a very interesting discussion, but I do wish the discussion would be had without the vitriol of calling it not a Final Fantasy game. Let's curb that.
I think the people, honestly, who are saying it's not a Final Fantasy game haven't played a lot of Final Fantasy games. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
Especially like some of the story stuff. I'm like, what? Have you played Final Fantasy before?
The story's so
it's like in the theme.
Crystals, dude. The fucking summons, icons. Oh my god. Love the story.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to say you don't enjoy it or like you don't like the steps or the route they took with the series. Like, I get that. It's like, fine, it's not for you. It's for you. But it's a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah. Because, Brad, I even compare it to, 2005 2004, 2005 Dragon Quest VIII. Big open world.
Yeah.
Kind of just go anywhere.
Dragon Quest? Yeah.
Yeah. For, PS2 limitations, whatever.
No, I mean, like, sometimes it's like you're very much going on a linear path a lot of ways. It's like, here's this kind of big area.
Yeah.
In the next area. But then later on, it's like, now you have more freedom to go where you want.
Yeah. So, just the, like, between the world map, like, teleporting to zones and then just like the cutscenes and stuff, like super linear so far game,
Yeah.
Which I could see people rubbing the wrong way.
Things get bigger, yeah. Definitely, I think it's a game. I like to hear what they think when they finish the game.
For sure,
mostly.
yeah.
But it's from Colt Smith. All right, here we go. Good God, why lineup? Love Final Fantasy 16 so far, but I am only at the part after. I'm not going to say that. Just in case, I don't know. Okay. So I don't have much to say about it.
Are they before me or after me?
I can't remember.
Okay.
So far in every aspect. The characters, the bonds, the story, the combat, the music, all 10 out of 10 for me.
Fucking bonds,
All right,
dude.
here we go.
Oh my god. The bromances and the romances. My god.
The romances.
Oh.
I actually read an article from IGN saying it was less RPG than God of War, and that brings me to my question. Since this is untrue all around, Final Fantasy 16 has more abilities, more armor options, and more side quests. What the hell is wrong with Western coverage of Japanese games?
I think it's choice.
Yeah.
I think it's choice.
Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, sorry.
This other thing, and putting down Japanese-made games has been going strong since the late 90s in the mainstream coverage, using terms like JRPG or console RPG to mean less than Western ones, or saying, this game is good, but too much weird Japanese stuff in it. Seriously, what the hell? Secondly, as Final Fantasy is my favorite franchise of all time, I'm going to talk about this later, but this is Final Fantasy V. I'm in love with all the games, but 5 is one of that I've played the least in one. My only playthrough way back came to PS1. I'm planning to hit the whole series again, 5 included, obviously, after 16. But what do you think, how it holds up today? We'll get into that later. I guess, and this is sorted out. I'm going to include this too, because it's all just one long thing. I guess my sort out is Western media dogpiling on Japanese games. Sort that shit out. Final Fantasy 16 is a dark fantasy, not a Game of Thrones clone. FF has been dark and adult since before Game of Thrones was a thing. Think tactics, especially. For real, Western media. Sort it out and knock it the fuck off. I guess with every game, there's always just going to come a lot of opinions and articles.
Yeah,
and that's just the way it is.
I think comparing it to God of War is fine. I don't think the intent was Western versus Japanese.
Right. I don't think so either.
I think it was just comparing it to a recent fantasy action RPG game, you know? Like God of War is at the top of the mountain, Final Fantasy is at the top of the mountain. So it makes sense to compare it to other Final Fantasies and God of War and Devil May Cry and The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
I think it just makes sense to talk about them in the same area.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen any.
I've seen some interesting articles from certain outlets, I'll say, where I'm like, what?
I just haven't been tapped
That's okay.
into like the Japanese gaming industry hatred, because I feel like we all know that From Software and Cap Gods and Square Enix are reigning fucking supreme right now. Who's talking shit?
Nowadays.
Who's talking shit?
I definitely remember Ellis talking shit on Japanese games a lot back in the day. Especially the PS3 era. I remember that. Yeah. Anime, weird shit.
Oh, PS3 360?
I get that. That definitely happened.
100%.
But
we were there
Japanese
for it.
developers are like on top right now.
Yeah,
so
right now?
they're killing it.
Yeah, that's a thing of the past.
Yeah.
They run this town.
Yeah. But I mean, you just gotta remember, anytime there's a big profile game coming out, there's gonna be a lot of articles and opinions out there, and it's just you're gonna just get stuff from everywhere. You don't have to agree with everything, because I certainly have not agreed with everything I've seen people say about this game, but I mean, it is what it is. That's just the nature of the beast.
And there'll always be comparisons
Yes.
with, especially the most high-profile games.
Yeah.
Of course,
Well, because, like, the developers did watch Game of Thrones, I'm pretty sure, some of it.
Yeah.
To get an idea, but it's like, Final Fantasy stuff, they've definitely done political stuff.
Political, Shakespearean.
Squaresoft is no stranger to political thriller, like medieval stuff, like in the Ogre Battle, Tactics Ogre and stuff like that. Final Fantasy Tactics is like that. There's political strife with kingdoms and other Final Fantasy games also.
It's Shakespearean, and that shit is in every fucking video game and movie and show you've ever seen.
People have thrown around the word Game of Thrones frequently when talking about this game.
That's weird,
But it's like whatever, who cares?
Yeah. I mean, let's compare it to Fire Emblem. Shit.
People love Game of Thrones until the last season or last couple seasons, so...
Compliment, honestly.
Yeah. What do you think, Damiani? What do you think about all this?
I mean, your point earlier, Huber, I think that's like the biggest heart of it when people are talking about that. Just to reiterate, like it's
the choice.
It's build choice that doesn't really like,
even the illusion of choice on the grid sphere in Final Fantasy X. It's an illusion, but you feel like you have.
The international version.
I don't think he's playing that.
You don't have to go the way they tell you to
Amazing.
go. You're open.
Love the grid sphere.
It's like the advanced.
Is the grid sphere the greatest fucking RPG?
You can go in a different direction and start speccing towards like Black Mage or towards White Mage or towards like Beastmaster like Kamari. It's like you can go wherever you want to go first.
Love it.
So
I like the job board in 12.
Yeah, the job
the
board.
licenses, dude. That shit's awesome.
So I think the icon system not going further with like that, I think, is what would have maybe satiated a lot of people. So I think hopefully that is like the root of a lot of people's like complaints, like the good faith arguments, is that it's just like it could go further than that.
Sure.
And that's really all.
I wonder, like I was just saying about difficulty, Damiani, I wonder if cranking it up on that first playthrough would have alleviated some of this, because then maybe some of that stuff would feel more impactful.
I think combat feels better all around here when you get the third icon.
Okay.
So you can have 3 at one time.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the for me the big difference in the harder difficulty mode when you do the New Game Plus is that enemies are just always at parity with you, so you're like not out like completely out gearing, out leveling them, which I feel like in
normal
your first playthrough you get to feel like there's a big level. So you're doing all the side quests, you're gonna start
doing
saying,
all of them.
Man, I'm pretty high level above everything for a while.
And I get in fights too. If I see a little blue speck in the distance, I'm running there getting in some fights.
But I think with the argument of like difficulty, it's if you eventually offer choices, I'm on the side that like you probably should like allow people to choose right away, because I've seen the counter argument. I've seen people be like, "Oh, so FromSoft games would offer an easy mode. Why are people criticizing Final Fantasy for asking for a harder mode?" It's like they're like explicit like difficulty mode. So it's like this is the creator's intent. They want you to play on story or action first, and it's like true, but they do have harder difficulties, and it's like it would be like that's kind of a pet peeve is when there are harder difficulties that are unlocked. It's like just make them.
Just make it
in a single player story driven game, just let people do that and let people switch between them. It's like if it's too hard, just let them step down and stuff like that.
Oh, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Now,
if they didn't have a harder difficulty, if like Final Fantasy mode and didn't exist, then sure, like maybe the argument of like this is what they want you to do. Because they want people to finish this game because they want them to experience the story. They want them to like screw around with all the icon abilities and have fun, and that's like the purpose of the game. Like that would be like a stronger argument to me.
Yeah.
The last thing, the whole like the RPG quality stuff. It's like, that like historically has definitely gone on, and it's a little weird. Is the nicest way to put it. Better way to put it. It's like it's a little upsetting when you see people criticizing it just because like they call it a JRPG and this game is weird. It's doing weird. It's anime stuff. It's weird. And you know what? And like,
isn't that a compliment?
In a few months, we're gonna get Whiplash in a few months when Starfield comes out, and then they'll be like, probably people will be like, oh, Western RPG.
Oh, this is too nerdy.
It's like so buggy. Where's the quality control? That's like this the same old
nerdy
argument.
science.
It's like you don't need to go to each extreme, man. Like that's like it's like that's like bad. And like for me, it's like just be respectful of other cultures. Like the only game I've ever played where like the argument of like it's like maybe legitimately you could use the weird complaint was like I had to look it up again, the Raido Kuzunoha spin-off SMT games, because the vernacular they used there was like so I was like, what are you even I was like I have to go look up stuff on the internet. I'm like, I'm so lost right now. I was like, shit, like I'm just like not exposed to this stuff. Like I need to get like acclimated, and that's on you, man. Like go out there and like educate yourself a little bit better. Like if it's like it's like historical Japan terminology, it's like go out there and learn it, man. Like if you're feeling lost because they're not explaining everything to you, it's like sure, the game could maybe include more like terms,
dude, like a Dragon Ishin, bro.
Yeah, like I would say like
they're straight up like dude. The on the when the text pops up, you can like click like what does that mean?
Yeah.
It's like ancient Japanese stuff.
Throw in active time lore stuff in there to help you out. But like coming from like when it's when those like bad faith actors come out and like start being like, oh, it's a JRPG and blah blah blah. It's like,
best compliment ever.
Yeah, you can't pay attention to people
like when
like
it's
that,
used
really.
like it's used. And like this is the thing, like this was like Naoki Yoshida was kind of speaking out about earlier on, is that you just really wish they would stop calling this a JRPG because from their perspective, they see it as very derogatory because it's been used to kind of, put these games in a category and put a label on them, and then people associate things with that. Yeah. And that's what happens when you throw a lot of labels.
There are no genres anymore.
Yeah, you throw all these labels, there comes perceptions with that, and people sometimes will not even budge from that perception.
That's so crazy because just in my mind, like, oh, it's a JRPG? What's going on here? Sick. Good. Cool.
Yeah, for us, it's fine. But yeah,
dude,
16 good game.
Yeah,
we'll see what you think when you finish it.
I'm so hyped. I want to play right this second, dude. As soon as I get home tonight, I'm getting Raisin Canes.
Okay,
Raisin Canes on the way home.
Rubbing it in.
I don't know. I just had it recently. So
rubbing it in.
Maybe Thursday.
I was just very happy when Huber. I told Huber to text me about a certain point so I could I want to watch him play it. And he comes in, was it last week on Thursday or whatever, and tells me like, dude, it was this part, right? It was like just the regular enemy.
There's a Minotaur enemy.
He was like, this is it, right? This is the hype part. Look how hype this is. And I was like, oh my God.
There's a mini boss.
I was like, oh, okay, Huber, you're in for a treat. You're that excited about that? All right.
It is hype the game. It is like pure hype into your eyeballs and veins. It is crazy.
All right, it's time for Soya! This segment, we just, complain about something that's bugging us in the industry. Game, brand, company, whatever.
Yeah.
Damiani, you said you had one.
And that was like kind of it. It was sorted out. It was like people stopped saying this is not a 16's not a Final Fantasy game. Yeah, stop.
Tears of the Kingdom is not a Zelda game.
Yeah.
Fucking Mario Odyssey is not a Mario. I don't know.
Yeah,
people are crazy.
Chill out with the toxicity about my opinion is more valid than yours when it this is the latest iteration of it. It comes to because
Resident Evil 4 Remake isn't a Resident Evil game. Literally, dude, no fixed cameras.
Maybe I'm just like hyper tuned when it comes to
fixed cameras, dude.
Yeah, maybe it's because I'm hyper in tune with this game, but it feels like I can't go a single day without seeing it like just splattered across like Twitter feed and shit. It's like that is like the constant argument that's still going on. I'm like, is this just over yet? Like,
Yeah,
I know people are still playing the game, but like,
you gotta wait for another high-profile game to come out.
I was like, shit, how long is this gonna keep going? This is getting a freaking.
Alan Wake 2 isn't a survival horror game.
Okay.
You know what bugs me when people say the fans don't want this.
Yeah, don't speak for me. Don't speak on my behalf.
Yeah. All right, this is from the Crazy American. Sort it out. Accessibility and graphical options. Final Fantasy 16. Let me turn off motion blur.
Not enough options 100% in 16. I agree.
You know what game didn't have enough options either was Tears of the Kingdom. That was bare bones as fuck.
Yeah.
Bare bones as fuck.
Need that Sony first party.
All games.
Kings and queens of accessibility.
Let me turn off motion blur. That's going to come in a patch, they said. I don't care how you've had the game designed. Let me turn off motion blur, and that's in that weird lens flare that you did for some reason.
Yeah.
And is only noticeable like probably 7% of the time it's on the screen. Also, why are games only letting you have controller layout options? Why is PC the only place where you can fully map your controller? In Tears of the Kingdom, you could only flip the jump and sprint button, and in Final Fantasy 16, there's only controller layout options. Stop it. It's not that hard. Wait, only controller layout option? Yeah, I was going to say.
PS5 only game.
There's a preset, so you can't
you can't map buttons. That's what they meant.
It's like
can you do that in the PlayStation like main menu? Can't you remap some
probably just
things?
like you can do it in the Switch. You can do it in the Switch too.
Yeah.
If you got
But
the,
like that's some people don't want to do that.
Yeah, if you got the DualSense Edge,
Yeah, it must
you just
be
gotta pay up.
nice. It must be nice.
Maybe that 16 PC version will give you the.
Oh
full
yeah.
set of
PC
it.
version for sure would probably have that. But yeah, I
I'm
understand
hyped for the Final Fantasy 16 Icon edition in 3 years on PS5. On PS5
all
Pro,
future content we
with
don't know
all
about.
the DLC and the 60 frames.
Yeah, with
performance,
the intermission
Yeah.
DLC.
Yep.
But yeah,
Can't wait.
Could be a showpiece.
Every game is better in 3 years.
that's true. Mark Gecko wrote in, sort it out. I'll hope Nintendo will sort it out with the new console. They wrote console with a K, which is funny to me.
Console.
That maybe drops next year. We have to take over all of our Switch games to the new system. Please, Nintendo, do the right thing. So they did say about the account, they're trying to carry it over.
Trying.
They want
to.
it to be a smooth transition.
They want it to be a smooth
They're
transition.
on the record now saying.
Okay.
So
all right.
hopefully it'll be smooth. Hopefully you can take all your stuff over there.
If it's not, it'll be the first time. Like we always rib Nintendo. We joke, right? Switchy this, switchy that. You know, they do
I'm not
some.
joking.
They do some annoying ass shit, amiibo, whatever, right?
Yeah.
If you can't transfer, that is like thermonuclear. Fuck you, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Straight up. That will be
Like, if you
one of the
buy-
biggest controversies in the industry ever.
Not just net transfer, like you have to pay.
Yeah, like if there's anything
Stop.
weird there at all, it is absolute code red. So
Yeah, Code Red.
holding our breath here.
That's why I bought so many physical games from Nintendo because I had no idea what they was going to be.
Yeah, it will be unacceptable. Yeah.
But we'll see. All right, it's time for Keep It Up. Oh, wait, did you have it sorted out? I forgot.
Sort it out, oldie but a goodie.
Yeah.
Fuck you, CD Projekt Red.
Oh.
I've had enough with this
God,
shit.
here.
It's been like 7 months.
Yeah, since-
It's been almost. We're going on a year now, and still The Witcher 3 is botched on PS5. Still to this day, I am not alone. I am in those forums.
There are dozens of us.
There are many of us. Every conversation, the characters will go blurry and
Yeah,
focus
that
and
sucks.
blurry and focus. What are you doing? I'm like Phantom Liberty, dude. I'm not playing for 6 months. Period. I'm telling you right now. I'm going on record saying right now I'm not playing Phantom Liberty. In fact, I'm not playing any CD Projekt Red game for a minimum of 6 months upon release until they can sort it out.
Well, it's been more than 6. It's
Yeah.
You think they'd get this right because, The Witcher's an old-ass game already. And it's the PS5 version of it.
Yeah. It's pissing me off, dude.
Yeah.
My replay of this was supposed to be this legendary thing. I love replaying games, let alone one of the greatest games ever made. And now it's just completely scuffed. It's completely
that
scuffed.
sucks.
It's been 7 months. Like, do I just delete it off my hard drive and give up and be like, I guess I'm not replaying Witcher 3? Do I jump back in all these months later? I don't even know what the hell's going on in the story anymore. Are they even gonna fix it?
Yeah, at this point,
Are they
don't know.
even gonna fix it? It's been like a month
Are
and a
you gonna
half,
fix it?
2 months since the last one, so I'm
Are
gonna
you
keep putting them
gonna
on
fix it?
blast until they fix it. I have a good screenshot saved, and knowing I'm not alone because I've checked those forums. And the person was like, "Dude, please fix this. I'm begging you, man. Like,
Please fix it.
I'm dying out here.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to play The Witcher 3. I'm really far, dude. I'm going to Skellige. Like, that's where I
Yeah, you're
stopped.
pretty far, yeah.
Like, come on. Fuck.
Damn, dude. All right, now it's time for the exact opposite with Keep It Up, baby. You boys got anything you're pleased with right now in gaming?
Keep it up, Clive.
Clive Rossfield, keep it up, dude.
Keep it up, Clive. You are amazing. And every time you're on my screen, I'm happy. So keep it up.
Damn, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, Clive's sick. What about you, Damiani?
You were saying, keep it up horror games this year.
Yeah.
So
Out of
many more
control.
to come. Yeah. Like so many games coming out and they're still standing out.
You getting in on the Alan Wake 2, Damiani?
I might try it.
Get in there.
You gotta play Alan Wake 1, right?
yeah.
One note.
Hey,
It's short.
Hey. It's coming to Plus
That's-
this
It's
month
so short.
for everyone. If you have
It is
any
a
Plus
short
tier.
video
saw
game.
That renewal, that subscription renewal go through, so I got that plus. I was thinking of like horror because when I saw Dial of Destiny this weekend, trailer for I don't think I've heard of this movie, The Last Voyage of the Demeter or whatever.
Oh, yeah. This movie went in development hell for like a decade plus. Neil Marshall was
Okay.
supposed to direct it back in the day of the Descent fame. He was attached to it for a very, 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 very long time. And it's about one chapter in the book Dracula when Dracula comes to town.
Gotcha.
There's legit one. It's like less than a chapter.
Oh,
is what this
dang.
is.
So
But
they
it's
made
based on Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Because two things about it. One, I was like, dude, this would be a sick setting for a game.
Yes.
Like stuck on a ship out at sea. With,
That
like,
is.
Has anyone done that yet? Survival horror? I'm like, you can't leave.
Like Obra Dinn, but like
Yeah.
super horror-y.
Like, you gotta
Yeah.
survive long enough to get to like shore or something. That's like
Yeah.
the game. Two, everything they kept doing
Yup, yup.
I was like, oh, bang, bang.
Yup.
I was like, that's where they got it from, huh?
Who's the Man and Madame people?
Man, I'm a
That's what- literally,
dad.
that's what-
Super
that's dark
massive.
fiction.
They're gonna hit it sometime.
Yeah.
They do a game like twice a year.
Yeah.
They're gonna get around to it.
There was that. Or, no. There was that other one, the Haunting of Venice, or what is it? The
Movie or game?
movie.
Movie.
It was the trailer, like the Haunting of Venice or something.
Haunting
or,
of Venice.
Or some. It's a haunting, the haunting series, but it's a new
Haunting
one.
of a Hill House. Haunting of.
But like it's like they're doing like a seance or something.
Oh, shit.
And it goes wrong, and they're all stuck in this like posh hotel room or something. And I was like, dude, this is
don't
a
know if I've
dark
seen
picture.
that.
I was like, literally, I turned to my
Nice.
friend. I was like, this is dark pictures written all over it.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. But I mean, yeah, like just more cool settings for horror games
Yeah.
yet to explore.
Dude, let's see that movie, Damiani. Let's go.
Dude, it has the what's his face?
Liam Cunningham, I believe.
From Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Who?
Liam Cunningham. He's
Night of Onions or whatever.
yeah, the Onion Knight.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Sir Davos.
Davos.
Yeah, Davos. Yeah, Sir
dude.
Davos.
Yeah, he's awesome. All right, RF Switch wrote in. Konami, keep it up, Konami. Yeah, you've had a lot of problems over the years, but I will give credit where credit is due. The collections you've been putting out on your games are top notch. Not only giving us all these games in all versions, but giving us a metric ton of other bonus content, including instruction manuals, full soundtracks, concept art, and in the case of the upcoming Metal Gear collection, the player's guides and digital comics. That's so much content all at once, and it is generally appreciated.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they do good collections. Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Konami, dicey or whatever else they're doing, but collections are good. Absolutely.
Love it.
Joshua Green, keep it up. Gaming while getting older. In a past episode, you guys touched on this topic. It reminded me of my grandfather and growing up with my grandparents. From Duck Hunt to Mortal Kombat and Mario Kart on the N64, he would play with us. He even tried out Guitar Hero with us and actually fixed the drum kit when it broke. Regardless of what I played every day, like clockwork, till his passing, he would turn turn on my grandma's soaps, and then end up using my GameCube to play NCAA, Madden, MLB, and NHL. He was 83 still playing, so the rest of us can certainly keep it up. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to your grandpa.
Shout out.
That's sick, dude.
That's 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's 10 out of 10. Playing those sports games, baby.
I better live to be 90 playing games with kids, dude. That's sick. The grandkids just like playing Call of Duty 80.
Yeah, Call of Duty 80. It's from Benjamin Miller. Keep it up. Keep it up on all the great in-game tech, Square Enix. It's tough to fight for people's attention these days, and since many games cleverly use walk and talk character dialogue to drop lore, I just wanted to shout out Square for actually making me read.
Yes.
It may seem out of vogue,
Yes.
but I think there's still something to be said for a really good video game letter, book, excerpt, or recipe. The active time lore system in tomes just gives me yet another reason to stop and learn about a world that is brimming with insights.
I'm obsessed with this. Dude, agree or disagree? Straight up. Final Fantasy series, the best UI in gaming.
UI?
The series.
UI?
The series. The Final Fantasy series. What series has a better UI?
don't know.
Persona, some people would argue, because
More stylized for sure. Really fucking
okay.
awesome. Good pick. Great pick. Great pick. But Final Fantasy's up there at the top. Maybe not number one, but it is
I
right
think
there.
it's good.
Yeah?
I can't
like-
recall.
Yeah.
A lot of them are
It's always just so clean.
A lot of the older ones are like so similar to each other.
Yeah.
I think that blue, like the blue's
love it.
classic.
It's
Yeah,
so,
I love
like,
it.
the
Of course.
UI is so good.
Yeah.
added that blue to 14.
Yeah.
All the menus
Yeah.
so they can look like it too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think
love
Final Fantasy has nice UI. I do like it.
It's always so clean, not cluttered, just elegant.
Yeah. It's pretty nice.
Information is always clearly displayed.
What
and
about that-
everything.
What about Dragon Quest? How's that usually compared?
Good, but I don't put it up there with Final Fantasy for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I think Final Fantasy's a little better.
Yeah.
Or I prefer it, I should say.
Love
How
it.
about Fortnite?
Good UI, but
Pretty good UI, yeah.
yeah,
Right?
but not the best.
Right.
Not Final Fantasy. It's kind of weird that I gotta like go down and
Yeah.
hold the thing and like bring up the description. It's a little clunky down
Yeah,
there.
this is a cool email, Benjamin. Like talking about reading and stuff in games like that. I feel like so many people probably ignore stuff like that, but 16 has a lot if you want to dig in.
I read everything. Well, just about everything. Sometimes I'll
Yeah.
go back to my man Tomes and he'll have a ton of updates on a bunch of like side quest characters. I'll read like maybe some. I'll be
Yeah,
like, skip
it's
this,
just there
skip
if you
this.
want it.
But I
Yeah.
go in on like all the main story factions and characters.
Dude, I can't wait
and
for Active Time Lore in Kingdom Hearts 4, man.
narrated.
Narrated?
Yeah.
Right, they don't have the budget for that.
Narrated by Jiminy Cricket.
Oh, dude, that'd be so sick. I guess the Jiminy's Journal could just turn into
There
that
you go.
more so. Yeah. All right. It's from Reptile Scorpio. All right, here we go, Huber. Bonds!
Bonds.
Keep it up, Square. We need all the bonds we can get right now. All the relationships in Final Fantasy XVI are so damn satisfying.
All of them.
It makes me want to keep coming back to this world, and I'm so invested in everyone now. I get filled with dread whenever a boss battle is coming up, and then filled with relief when things are okay. Keep it up. More bonds, please, game developers. I sure hope Huber is going to do a top 20 bonds of the year list.
Well, I was already thinking about Goaties. One of my favorite categories is best character of the year.
Yeah.
And just like literally, I was playing this last night, and I stopped. I paused, and I'm just thinking in my head. I'm like, well, I mean, Clive is a 10, but fucking Sid is a 10. Mm-hmm. Jill is like becoming a 10. Like, what is even happening? So then I was like, maybe we just do best cast, like best video game cast, instead of a best like one character. Because
character.
there's so many good ones in this game.
Yeah.
Too
we'll
many.
See,
And, like
Starfield.
Tears of the Kingdom had so many good
Yeah.
characters. Like, you can't just
Hopefully-
choose one.
Hopefully Starfield will have really sick characters too.
Yeah.
There's potential. And Baldur's Gate could have
Ensemble.
really sick. But Clive and
Baldur's
Sid
Gate.
and Jill are all really sick.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Gav.
Yes. Gav.
Gav.
Love Gav.
All right. We got some shout outs here.
Chain lightning. So much chain lightning going
Oh,
on.
with Sid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. We got some shout outs here for some of our most generous patrons on the Platinum Producer tier. We'll give them a shout out as always on this show and then the Easy Allies podcast. Mm-hmm. We got Jabbawabs, Elthanas, and Greg the Dark Knight Kettering. Shout out. Thank you very much.
Watched Heart of Ice the other day, Dark
I want you
Knight.
to kill time for 1 minute. Cool. I'm going to use the bathroom.
I'm going to use it after you. Talk about what?
Heart of Ice?
Heart of Ice. Truly, it could be the best standalone animated Batman episode. Like the number one. It's usually it's my go-to to show people who have never seen the animated series or who don't even really watch a lot of cartoons.
Yep.
Heart of Ice is definitely one at the top that I will bust out for sure.
That is a good one.
So good.
Yeah.
Cuz it gets like real, you know? Like Mr. Freeze's motivation in that is so believable and like he is obviously doing the wrong thing and he's like harming, you know, he's committing crimes. He's the villain of it, but he's relatable. It's like you can see his motivation and like kind of not blame him for doing what he's doing. Obviously, don't do what you're doing, Mr. Freeze, freezing people, taking people out. But like,
it's like
yo,
you feel like anyone in this situation would probably be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's like why it's hard.
Nora.
Doing it, yeah, that voice.
Nora. No quarrel with you, Batman.
What anime episode, or is there an episode of any anime you would show somebody to get them into anime? Not a series, but an episode.
Actually, yeah.
An episode.
I mean, it's predictable, yeah. But the very first episode of Naruto, I think, is really, really strong because it is standalone. You do learn about Naruto being kind of an outcast. You learn about kind of just the vibes of it all. Him in school.
Yeah.
There's that standalone. You know when the
episode where he's on like the swing sad.
He's
like,
on the swing
happy,
sad.
like,
Yes.
At school,
yes.
Dude,
yeah.
That one hurts.
Incredible standalone episode. If I show anyone an anime episode, one episode, it's the very first episode of Naruto. Because it's standalone. It's really good.
Sure. Yeah.
You could show a person that one and they would never need to see another episode. Be like, here's just the one.
Story.
Yeah. Really good. Strong. Whereas like One Piece first episode, it was like I need to see.
The first episode of One Piece is not the real first thing like the manga was.
Ooh.
It's different.
Trivia.
Damiani. So I've been playing this game over, I feel like a month and a half. I finally beat it. It's Final Fantasy V.
Oh shit!
I've been slowly working on this game, but Zelda appeared. Then Final Fantasy 16 appeared, so I've been squeezing it in, but I finally finished it yesterday.
All right.
It took me like 30-something hours to beat.
Nice.
Finally did it. Really cool. I really like this game.
All right.
I don't think it is good to me as like 4 or 6 were, but I think it's really good. I did like it.
All right.
I think the strength of this game, though, is the job system.
There we go. Yeah.
It's the job system.
Everyone cites this game.
There's so much flexibility with what you want to do. So I guess the story's going to be hard for me to recap some of it because it's been so long. But basically what's cool about this game is it's a smaller cast. A lot smaller. There's like 5 party members in the entire game. So, you know, think about like 6 later on. There's like optional party members. You get a lot more.
Exactly.
How many are in 4? I'm trying to remember.
I mean, you have a core cast and you have like a one person kind of one or two rotating. So like,
but there's people like multiple people join your party in 4.
Yeah,
like frequently.
I mean, Rosa, Rydia, Kane,
then
Cecil's the main character.
Then you got the twins.
You get like Tella, you get Palm and Palm, you get Edward.
So you get a lot of people.
Yeah, you get
a lot of people.
Yeah.
This one's much smaller, pretty focused on it. Very classic Final Fantasy in the sense of setting and stuff like that. But the main character's name is Bartz. He's cool. I like Bartz. There's like Lena and Ferris. And I don't know how you say his name. Golf, I guess that's how you pronounce it. And Kryl later on. But just a very small, intimate cast. Very traditional. Crystal's got to save the world. Bad guy. X-Death. I think he's in 14, actually.
Yeah,
he's fun.
X-Death and also Greg, Gilgamesh. Right?
Oh, yeah, Gilgamesh. This was his first game, right? Yeah, Gilgamesh is cool in the game, dude. I do like it because there's the bridge and everyone knows that, of course. But yeah, pretty good all around. The job system is just where it's at, man. You got every crystal. Favorite? Yeah, I love job systems.
Your favorite ever?
Yeah, I love job systems.
Do you want a job system in the next From Software game? The next Soulsborne game.
You mean like swapping on the fly?
Yeah. Like Dark Souls 4 comes.
Sure.
With a job system.
Sure. I'm sure they could do good. I'm sure they can do well. You have to understand, I'm fine with whatever they're doing usually.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, whatever, just do whatever you want. That's
You do
cool.
you.
Yeah, you do what you want. That's what I want you to do. But just a lot you can do. Of course, you level up the job. Obviously, you gain new abilities with that job, like White Mage. You got your Classic Heal, stuff like that. Time Mage, Damiani. Curaga.
Yep.
Curaga.
Kiraha.
Is that even bigger?
Kiraja.
Is that 14? Like, it just keeps going up and up.
I don't know how it works.
So there's single and there's the AoE ones.
Yeah.
You have no idea how that works. But anyways, what's cool about this though is once you like level a job, you get that ability to transfer some skills to another job. Usually when you have your job, you pick your job, you get the class skill with it, then you can assign another jobs to it. So you can mix and match things. Later on, you get like some real crazy job, like the mime job, where you can have 3 things at once, but you can like copy other abilities that people are doing like that. There's a really fun samurai one where you can just like throw money, like Yojimbo from 10 or whatever. You just pay money, throw money, does like a lot of damage.
Hell yeah.
But it's a really cool game. There's not like a whole lot I can like get into about it, especially like story. It's pretty like straightforward, but it's cool. I did like it. I enjoyed my time with the game.
You know what's weird?
What?
I feel like Final Fantasy 4 and 6 get the most love.
They do.
And 5 is kind of weird, or like doesn't get mentioned as enough.
Well-
and then 7 and 9 are so beloved, and 8 is kind of the weird one. So it's like, what is
5? We didn't get 5 here till later. Like we got 4 actually here, and we got 6 actually here, which were 2 and 3.
Got it.
So we didn't get 5 or like 3. So a lot of those games got left behind for later on.
Left behind.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
We didn't get 2, 3, or 5 for a little while, and 5 is the one that's probably like, maybe been like 2 and 5 probably the one that's been the most neglected.
Yeah.
Got it.
Because 3 at least got a 3D
version.
remake.
Yeah,
that
Fun.
was-
DS,
Super fun.
then PC
Yeah.
port.
Yep.
So yeah,
And then-
5.
Yeah.
3 was really cool. Mm-hmm. That one.
Yeah, like 3, I think had the job system also, but 5 kind of just took it to a whole nother level of creativity. And
Does the
flexibility.
original 3 have the job system, or just
I
that
think
remake?
so. No, I think it does.
Cool.
I haven't played the original 3, so I don't know. I only played
This
the
is
remake.
fucking awesome. What a time. What a
But-
fucking time
yeah.
to be alive right now,
It was really
man.
cool.
3 is the
Final Fantasy, all of them at our fingertips.
3 is the one. The next one of Pixel Remasters I want to play.
You're playing
'cause
next?
It's the one I
Cool.
haven't played through in its entirety. And
I'm
there's,
still
like,
on
a lot
1.
of-
I just got the ship.
There's a lot of the sea ship, or the airship.
Airship.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you're
I'm deep. I'm going
okay.
north.
Okay.
I'm going north.
Going north.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've had the ship for a long ass time. Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
Because there's so many like recurring things from 3. Like that's the Crystal Tower comes from 3. Eureka comes from 3. Yeah, there's a lot of big things in 3 that it just it's like, oh yeah, I need to play this one. But I also know it has like the most infamous final dungeon too.
Is it really Chocobo?
Yeah, it apparently is.
Chocobo.
But is that
they
like
said
a-
it
A lot of
Chocobo in
British
other-
accent?
A lot of like the staff recently have been saying Chocobo, so I'm like, oh, is it now?
They
it's
took a stance.
Shout out,
Chocobo. 16.
shout out to Nick Blood, aka Lance Hunter from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Huge voice actor in 16. I hear him everywhere,
Oh.
and it gives me
There you go. It
joy.
has some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah,
stuff in it, too.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. It's
There
everything.
we
It's
go.
there we go. Love it.
There you go.
Simon wrote
How
it.
far are you in 5?
I beat it.
You finished.
Yeah, I finished
Shit.
it yesterday.
5 is
Maniac.
Was there like a sphere enemy called ADS or something like that in 5?
I can't recall.
Was there a giant like sphere boss? Like
I think so.
Like
I
a
demand-
mechanical looking one.
I think so. I mean, I played this over like a long period of time, so it's hard for me to
I
remember.
don't have to remember the name. I just
I just
swear there
can't
was, like,
recall.
A big
I
sphere
think
boss
there
that
was though.
I got that far to it. And I think I had to stop there because I like lost to it twice. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? And then like I just never went back to finish it. So I know I got pretty far in
Yeah,
5.
definitely a lot of the bosses are. I would have to readjust. I would fight a boss and be like,
yeah.
oh, well, this won't work. Like you have to, like this thing just doesn't work on them, kind of thing. And I was like, okay, like Omega is in a game like that.
Oh,
it
Omega
looks like it's
Ruby.
14.
This
it looks
is
like the
Omega
14.
and Shinryu, doesn't it? Shinryu's in this one,
I
right? The
can't
dragon dude?
remember. I think so. I can't recall.
I
But it
think it's
has
5.
the Omega looked like the Omega from 14.
Yeah, this is the Omega. Yeah.
Everyone watching demands that you give an unofficial Final Fantasy ranking, your top 3, real quick.
My top 3.
Unofficial.
It's
Just got-
7 is top, 9 is second, then 6.
Cool. Unofficial.
nice.
Yeah,
You're not locked in. He's not locked in.
I can lock in those first two without a question. The third one is
7-9.
replaceable.
Original 7 or remake?
Original.
Original 7
Yeah.
or 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are my top 2 always.
Cool.
But the third one I can change out
Cool.
pretty easily. That's how I'm feeling.
And Damiani, your favorites, 10 and 14? Probably your top 2?
Yeah, 14 would definitely be one of my top 5.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sick.
Yeah, it feels bad. Like when you compare like Smash music to other soundtracks, it's like with 14 the games, it's like it's an MMO. Like
Yeah, it's like
got too much.
can't
Yeah.
stop it, dude.
Counts, though. It's
Yeah.
main line.
It's main line.
It's got a big old 14 on the
Sure
number.
does. It's main line, whether
Yeah.
you like it or not.
It's not just like Final Fantasy colon
It's not
something.
just online. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a number.
Yep.
It's legitimizing it, dude.
It's so legitimized.
Yeah, fuck,
So legitimized. A mainline game.
fuck Kefka and Golba, isn't it?
Yeah. Simon Ronan said, "Hey, allies. Final Fantasy V was the first game of the series I played. I
That's
didn't
cool.
finish it first, but eventually came back and finished it much later. I enjoyed the smaller cast, and they're given a lot more emotion than most 2D FF characters due to the use of sprite animations when interacting with each other. Yeah, there's a lot of that, like
Yeah.
faces and stuff like that.
Just playing through 1 is so basic.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like nothing with no story
Yeah,
really.
they didn't even like replace the chaos with Jack.
I know, Jack should be
I wanted
there.
a Jack sprite.
Same.
I was like expecting Jack to show up.
Same.
your
Yeah,
only
it's like
hope
Garland.
Is,
Yeah,
your
it was
only
like-
hope's Kingdom Hearts for Jack.
Oh yeah,
to
it was
show
like
up.
Garland. I was like, dude, let's see. Is there a Jack sprite, dude? If they put Jack in Kingdom Hearts,
I will. Honestly, I think the internet will break that day. I think it'll just crack.
he's like the secret boss,
It'll just crack.
That'd be awesome.
dude. You know what? Wait. How much do you know about Super Mario RPG?
Hold on, dude. Let me finish this
A
question.
semi amount.
Hold
a
on.
semi
Put
amount.
Jack in Super Mario RPG.
Yeah.
Let me finish.
I know about
you
that
know what I'm
stuff.
talking about.
I know about that.
Let me finish the question.
I asked Brad about that on the way up, actually. For the remake, I was like, "Is that going to be in there?"
The freedom of party makeup is also a highlight for me with so many jobs. What are your thoughts on the cast of characters and the overall tone of the game? Did you find any similarities between 15 and 5 since they both strive for a smaller, more intimate party? Simon. Between
Party.
15?
That's my favorite. That's why Dragon Quest VIII is my favorite RPG ever.
Because of the small
Is because you just have those 4. There's no one on the bench. When party members are on the bench in a JRPG, I'm less invested.
Yeah.
I think Remake 7 did it really well.
Mm-hmm.
I was like involved with everybody, but still like just benching people feels bad.
Hey, so you know with
I don't like it.
so with Rebirth, it looks like some of the shots we've seen, it looks like your party members who aren't in the group are kind of off to the side. You could see them maybe
Just like in the
In the
a street,
shot.
like Street Fighter style. They're
Yeah.
like watching you.
Yeah, I think so.
Dude.
So maybe you get a little of that.
I'll take that. That's amazing.
Have them like doing like off-screen fights, so like they're occupied.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
It's sick.
The cast of characters I think are good. I like the characters, and they're not like super in depth or crazy or anything like that. You might not hit the emotional highs, but there's some nice moments, definitely.
The people watching demand that you give an unofficial 3 favorite characters in Final Fantasy.
Of all Final Fantasy,
Yeah, your 3 favorite characters.
it's Cloud's number 1.
That was number 1.
I gotta think about this now. This is tough. I'm gonna put Clive in there.
Clive.
Clive's really great.
Yeah.
Maybe Balthier.
Balthier. Great pick.
Yeah.
Is Orin's got to be right there.
It's hard, dude.
Yeah, it's tough.
like
It's
Cloud's
tough. It's
always
tough.
my number 1, no matter
yeah.
what.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Cloud or Sora?
Ooh, that's tough.
Who are you inviting to your birthday?
Sword would be more fun at my birthday. Cloud probably wouldn't want to be there. Cloud would not want to be there. Absolutely not.
Who's your favorite, Damiani? Who's your favorite Final Fantasy character?
There's no time.
Just one. Just who's your? Do you have a
I
number one or no?
know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No pressure. Then.
Tidus.
Complicated.
Yeah, it is a very tough
No.
one.
Is it like a 4
Orin.
character?
I don't know.
Orin hype.
Orange pretty good.
Cecil?
Lightning.
No.
Lightning's pretty
not
tight.
Lightning.
Noctis.
Noctis. Prompto.
Gladio.
We
Dude.
go over which ones are not mine. It'll be a funny game. Let's keep going. Nope.
All right, we got to keep going. Time's ticking. It's from Zach Wojner.
What's up, Zach?
Isn't Final Fantasy V just the best? I love the job system, which feeds into the combat system in a glorious loop of earning abilities and feeling stronger after every dungeon. I love the characters. Bart's in particular is such a chilled out dude of a protagonist. He's like Tidus minus the daddy issues. My only concern regarding the Pixel remasters is the script. Is the script based on the superior Game Boy Advance version? It's still with jokes and that makes the game. It's still with jokes and makes the game feel like such a breath of fresh air wedged in between the mega dramatic epic of 6 and the hot take incoming self-serious and overrated 4. Also, 16 is good too. Keep it up, Square Enix.
Whoa. My least favorite take is when people think things are too serious. Yeah. Okay. Zach.
I don't know what the script is. I don't know.
Zach likes Billy Jack, which is definitely not too serious. Yeah. So that tracks. It makes sense. I'm a stickler against comedy, so
yeah.
I like my shit as serious as possible.
All right. Huber.
Yo.
Let's talk about Aliens.
Talk about serious. Holy shit, do not play this game on hard. Oh my god. There is easy, normal, hard, and like nightmare, and I put it on hard, and that was a mistake, because this game is punishing. This game is difficult. This is XCOM, but aliens.
Oh.
So it's 19 years after the original trilogy. Weyland-Yutani is like up to no good. The story mainly is to set up the scenarios, just to set up the missions. There are some cutscenes though, which is nice, but it's full isometric Damiani, so you are 100% out of this game. Yeah. I promise you. You would never touch this thing. But it is like XCOM, and there's a lot of interesting mechanics. But it's really punishing and really hardcore. Mm-hmm. So it feels like a game you need to commit to. I mean, again, I'm playing on hard though, so I might you can't even switch it too. Right. So I'm committed. Yeah. I should have played on normal. But the vibes are there. The alien vibes are really, really cool. All the locations you go to, it looks like Hadley's Hope from Aliens. Nice. One of the main mechanics is the infestation mechanic. So the aliens are getting like stronger as the match goes on.
Oh.
There's permadeath.
Whoa.
There's really cool mechanics where you can like weld the doors shut.
Hell yeah.
So you can like weld, if a bunch are coming, you just like weld it shut, dude. Mm-hmm. But then you gotta watch out because that could be your escape route also.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently when you revisit missions too, that stuff is like persistent.
Oh,
if you revisit areas,
damn.
I'm only like 4 or 5 hours in. But the vibes are super right and strong if you like aliens, because you're going in with the colonial marines. You have some, you have your basic missions, like figure out what's going on with this colony, distress calls and weird Weyland-Yutani experiments. So the pace is really nice. There is a tension as you are creeping through. You have your motion tracker, beep, beep, beep. If an alien pings, like the last thing you want to do in this game is tango with a xenomorph. No quarrel, dude. Stay away. You do not want to fight these freaking things. Combat's pretty good. If an enemy comes, everyone will pounce on it. You can click triangle on an enemy and it says kill that bastard, and it's like everyone focus fires.
That's cool.
If you kill it too close, Damiani.
Oh no!
Acid, acid for blood, dude.
Splash damage.
Splash damage. You have. It's really cool. There's like command points and point, like not a point on the map, but like a point, like a score. Like a skill point.
Yeah.
You have command points and like medical and engineering points that you can use during the mission. And for example, the engineering ones are like to weld the door. That costs a point. Okay. You run out of these, so you got to really pick your stuff. What's really cool is you can weld a door if there's no other way. You can rest there and like recover some health, recover some stress. You can like barricade yourself into some rooms.
Okay.
Healing points, obviously you can heal, but then the command points are really interesting because that's how you use some of your skill moves.
Okay,
so for example, there's one called Suppressive Fire, which is really good to like equip, you use it and your soldier will have a cone and it's like anyone in that cone is getting suppressed. So it's really good to like throw one of those up as you're like tactically retreating. There's so many strats in this game, it's crazy. Then there's the shotgun one, which is like if they're rushing you, dude, you get that shotgun out, like that'll take them out really well. I stopped mid-mission on stream because it was 3 a.m. and I was playing on hard. I do not recommend playing this game for the first time late at night on hard difficulties. It was very challenging. But then I played a little more. I finished that mission off, and there was a really cool boss fight. There was like, it's been in some Alien games before. It's never in the movies, but it's like a big, brute, charging alien with like armor on the front, you know? And it would like charge and knock down my Marines. You know, stunning them. A bunch of other xenomorphs would run in. There's face huggers. Jeez. Dude, the alien can like grab one of your soldiers and drag them off.
That's cool.
It's so crazy.
That's
so
sick.
Just this game really gets the spirit of Aliens. It's not for the faint of heart. I mean, there is easy, so you play it on easy if you want to just see it. But I think the strength of it is that tension, is that difficulty, is the strategy. You know, you're not really playing this game for the story. It is in the Alien universe, but, you know, it's something to write home about.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. You know, it's fine. It's fine. It's serviceable. It's fine.
Yeah, I want to know. Okay, go on.
No, right.
I want to know if at any point you get like calling like the tanks or the
you can have your
ships.
APC.
The APC.
There's the APC mechanic. You can call it anywhere on the map.
There we go.
And it will have a cone, and if any aliens come in there, you can use it as a rally point. It'll like take them out.
Cool.
Yeah, really good. APC, and then you can like rescue survivors that are on the map.
There you go.
And you extract them to the APC. Yeah, super cool.
Nice.
Just a really cool, thoughtful game. It's really like XCOM, you know?
Sick.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, final thing. Damiani, you played the Pikmin 4 demo.
Yeah.
Tell us about
Nice.
Yeah, so Pikmin 4 coming out later this month. Nintendo dropped a demo last week. It is not like time gate or anything. It's basically you play until a certain point, and when you complete an objective, when you complete that day, it'll tell you thanks for playing the demo. But if you don't hit that threshold, it's so certain amount of things you have to collect. You can just like keep playing the first area. I don't think they let you go anything beyond it. So it's like it starts with a tutorial. Basically,
There should be an introduction from Miyamoto, Damiani, when you boot
feels
up
like
Pikmin.
how long the intro is. I feel like it needs to be narrated because there's like it's just like the Pikmin grunts and gibberish. But
Yeah.
honestly, some of them sound like NPCs from Tears of the Kingdom. I thought they were like also like using the same sound effects from that. I mean, they're both Nintendo games,
Yeah,
so
reuse those assets.
totally possible. But again, another crash landing on another planet. Olimar has been stranded there, trying to rebuild his ship, and you sent a search and rescue crew. And they so happen to have difficulties and also crash landed on the planet. And the 6 of them are scattered about the planet. So you, a rookie, are sent there, new recruit, going in there. You finally arrive, and you got to find them all, bring them back, and repair the ship. And then you find out that there's also like civilians who've come to this planet and are also scattered about. So this game is about the same tenets of Pikmin. Big, large environments that look like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, where everything is like miniaturized. You'll find human artifacts / relics that look like our everyday items, but it's
A pair of glasses or something.
yeah. You'll find like a pocket watch. There's like binoculars. There's no fruits so far in the demo. So Pikmin 3 is about fruits, and you need to extend your supply of food, but it's like fruit beverages that you would make, and if you ever ran out, that would be like kind of game over for you. This is different. There's still like the daily time limit that you have to complete. You have to get back with all your Pikmin in the demo, but you're finding these treasures, and the treasures are converted into something called sparklium. Or sparklium, it's sparklium. I'm just going to call it that. And
Unobtainium.
it's what it's used to power up your ship and to rebuild it. And so as you power up the ship, it can scan longer ranges, and you can travel to further reaches of the planet to find more survivors. So it's more kind of open objective. There will be side quests that you can come across, but the nature still is you set up a base of operations in the environment. You find Pikmin, you spawn Pikmin. You got they had the red, the yellow, and they had the new ice Pikmin were available in this
Ice
demo.
Pikmin looks sick.
Ice is
So
nice.
red are like your just normal types, good at fighting. Yellow are resistant to electricity. They also you can throw them higher, so they can get harder to reach places. And in ice, they freeze enemies, which is really nice when you're fighting an enemy. Because there's a lot of enemies in this game. a lot of returning faces. You start out with the ice Pikmin. They'll solidify, like totally freeze that enemy so they can't move, and then you just launch everyone else, so they could safely pile on that damage. The other big thing is you got a pooch friend, Ochi, a little dog companion.
Ochi of Bassoon, dude.
Bassoon.
And
Yes.
Ochi has his own suite of
Hunting down Luke
abilities.
Skywalker. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
just like that. Yeah, you're trying to track Luke Skywalker on this planet here. Starts off as a little pup, can ram things and break through like kind of cracked pots or ram into walls and knock objects down. But as days go by, Poochie gets bigger. And the second day, he's big enough that you and the Pikmin can ride on top of him.
That rules.
And he can jump higher, so he can reach higher to reach places. So again, like this increases your ability to get around faster. So you can deploy all the Pikmin off of like Ochi, which is really, speeds things up. There's also, this is literally just like Nintendo just using their own Nintendo stuff. There's the depths in this game.
Nice.
So they're like these little like latches that like a pipe down into like the underground. You drop down there, you can see the light coming from up there.
They saw the Zelda team. They were just
it has like multiple.
We're gonna do that.
It's stage based. It's not like all interconnected.
Yeah.
But you see multiple of these like kind of like portals on the surface that will go down. And the big thing about them is they have like different rules down there. Like the cap on Pikmin is kind of removed because initially you can only have so many Pikmin out with you at a time, and over the course of the game you'll increase that amount to make your task easier to complete. Underground, whatever Pikmin you find, you get to keep with you underground. Like they and then they're sent back to the ship when you come to the surface. Also, time moves slower on the underground. It moves at 1/6 the time of the surface. So they don't even show like the clock, I believe. Like you don't have to like worry about the time limit down there, pretty much, which is kind of nice. So you can just like focus on the objectives.
Yeah.
And the demo again was the first whole zone. Like you had like though the depth stuff had some like they're more than just caves. Like one of them was like an industrial kind of environment where they had like moving conveyor belt stuff that only went in like moving platforms that only went in one direction, and so you'd either use Ochi's dash to dash across it, but then the Pikmin couldn't come, or you had to hit a switch that would change the directions. And yeah, there's like light puzzle elements like that they sprinkled into there. And yeah, it's just like breaking through barricades. Like you have to like reform a bridge at one point. There's a new raw material you can harvest that can then be converted into you can then have the Pikmin change into a useful resource. For this one, it was like clay, so you can finish a clay bridge, so you can make a shortcut.
Sick.
And then your base of operations, there are multiple points in the environment, in the demo environment. There's a second one that's like just when you unlock that shortcut, you can move it forward a bit, so now you don't have to travel all the way back as well, and you can deploy closer to other objectives.
D's Butts wrote in, "What's up with the super heavy tutorialization in Pikmin 4 demo?
Yeah.
That was awful, right?
Yeah.
Always crazy that Nintendo, the proverbial kings of organic teaching, occasionally forgets how to do it like this. Thank God the save transfers to the main game, so I won't have to do that again."
Exactly. That was my thoughts. Like, man, I'm just gonna be able to dive into the main game. Like, I'm at a spot where it's like, all right, I think all the big tutorials are done. I can just jump in. It felt very excessive. It started getting to the point where I know what you're telling me, so it was just like fast forwarding through the text. I'm like, I already know what this is. Especially if you played a previous Pikmin game.
Yeah.
They should probably ask you that up front,
Have you
and then
played a
maybe
Pikmin game?
streamline some of that and just focus on the new mechanics. Like some of the more useful things is as you recover or rescue some of the team members, they each have like a different specialty. So one of them will upgrade Ochi's abilities. He has like 3 levels for all these different skills. So like ramming speed and like how fast you can charge it and how quickly it comes off cooldown. He has like a healing ability you can unlock as well. You can just make him carry stuff faster or be like do more damage. So they have that. You can craft items and gear. Like one of them was a horn that would just like if you used it, everyone Ochi and all your Pikmin would rush something right away, so you have to like individually like send them by type, and then you could equip like you have a weapon wheel thing, the item wheel that comes up that you could go to your like kind of like your case of items. One of them was like a bone for Ochi you could toss out that would like give him healing if you needed it. You could also command Ochi. There was one part where in Pikmin 3 you can switch back and forth between different of your crew members. This one in the demo, you can switch between controlling Ochi independently.
Oh.
Because there's one part you get separated from him and you need to reunite, and then controlling your character. By the way, it's a character creator in this.
Oh, interesting.
You create your character. It's very bare bones.
Yeah.
It's like 6 options for everything, like 6 faces, like 6 hair types. Like I think there's more than 6 colors you can choose, but it was very. But I don't remember them letting you create your own character like this.
I don't know.
I feel like it's always been like a crafted character, so that was kind of like an interesting choice there. You also like pick responses. It's not like a big thing, but like I was picking the responses that were the awkward ones because like they say you should say this in this situation, and I picked the other option. Goes, oh, that was very enthusiastic, but you should say copy that in this situation. You wouldn't say that, so it's like they had a little bit of like flavor text in there for that. So it's kind of like. Yeah, they give you some characterization for your player choices, but that's really the extent I've seen it so far. It's big environment. Like it said like I had only done 36% of the first level by the time I hit what was the demo completion objective. So I'm like, dude, there's like way more. I didn't get to mess around with the. Eventually, Ochi is going to be able to like transport Pikmin across water. The ice Pikmin can go through water now.
Jeez.
There's a lot of stuff that's teased that I didn't really get to fully mess around with in the demo. But yeah, I agree with this totally. Like this tutorial was just like, moving along. Let's move it along. I want to get to the game, man. Come on, let's go.
Interesting. Well, we'll see. Comes out next month?
No,
this month?
It comes out the end of this month.
Oh, shit. So
July
we'll
20.
get more into it for sure.
1st, 22nd.
Comes out.
It's
Yeah.
coming out.
Nintendo hitter.
All right, it's time for some emails. If you want to send an email, head on over to patreon.com/easyallies. Join us there, $5 and up. You can send questions in this show, Easy Allies, other stuff. Please do. All right, first emails from Rahul Misal. Hey, Allies. I think Starfield looks like it might be a really fun game that I would love to get. However, I am not able to buy an Xbox just to play one game. Or I'm not about to buy an Xbox just to play one game. Since I already have a PS5 and I'm not too interested in the rest of Xbox first party. So I'd probably miss out. I'm guessing it'll feel strange listening to all the discussions and reviews of the game without a way to play it. Have any of you missed out on a major game because you didn't have or want to get the associated console?
Always wanted to play that Bruce Lee game on Xbox.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I
launch
mean,
game or next to launch.
when we were younger, I couldn't get as many consoles or whatever, so I missed out on a lot. Anything I didn't have, I just missed out on, like, unless a friend had it or something like that. But I missed a lot of the Xbox stuff.
Yep.
I missed all of Saturn completely.
Saturn.
Yeah,
Matisse had a Saturn.
I actually got to play a lot of Dreamcast, which was nice. But yeah, there's stuff you just miss. It just happens.
Yeah. This Saturn, this Dreamcast, this a lot of PlayStation 1. Yeah. Xbox, OG Xbox.
Yeah.
OG Xbox definitely missed the most.
Yeah. Definitely missed a lot there.
That thing must be nice.
PC for a while, too.
Must be nice. Yeah, I missed out on a lot of PC stuff till much later. But yeah, definitely. Like, I really wish I got to play, like, like one of our friends played Daok and stuff. I wish I got to play it then.
Guarding the bridge.
Yeah.
Demanding toll.
Dark Age of Camelot. So I wish, like, a lot of those earlier MMO days. I didn't get to play an MMO on my own until Fantasy XI came out because it was on PS2.
Yeah.
So
Shit.
that's when I got to play an MMO, actually.
That was before WoW?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Not that much before it. All right. Final question. Oh, wait. This is from Ammo Fox. After beating FF16, which is the best Final Fantasy game to pick up? This is a tough question because they're all so different and 16 is very different.
Yeah.
Gameplay-wise, none of them are really like 16. I guess 15 would be the closest, I guess.
It's a really hard one.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to say Remake 7. Part of me wants to say original 9 or 10.
Sure.
9 or 10.
Sure.
Yeah, I feel like you should probably start with something that's like an OG version.
Yeah,
I'd say OG 7.
9 or
And, like,
10 or
something
7.
Like, 9 or earlier, probably.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
to like get good sample.
OG 7, OG 8 has some systems that might be a little off-putting or take a little more work, I guess, to get a hold of. 9 also is good. 10's really good, too. And they're convenient. I mean, you can play most of those on everything now.
10's on everything.
Yeah, so here you go. And the last question is from Here the Sphere. Hey, Allies. What has been the most difficult wait you've had to endure for a game from its announcement to its release? For me, it's been Metroid Prime 4. Of course, the circumstances behind this game's development have been pretty wild, not unlike Metroid Dread. Metroid, and the Prime series in particular, is my favorite series of all time. It has been 16 years since Prime 3. Prime 4 was announced over 6 years ago now. We started development 4.5 years ago, and we still know nothing, or absolutely nothing about this game. To say that they've gone dark is an understatement. I think Nintendo was embarrassed when they had to publicly announce the restart, and I think they are hesitant to show the game until it's basically done and can be guaranteed to hit its release date shortly after. I'm confident the wait will be worth it in the end, but it sure has been brutal. Hope you're all doing well. Love and respect. Twilight Princess was a really long wait for me. And of course, Kingdom Hearts 3 was an insanely long wait.
It wasn't Kingdom Hearts 3, like, that was the long one.
Yeah, it was a long one.
Silk Song.
Silk Song, it's been your most painful?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
It's been going for
It's been like 4 years, dude. It's insane. It's brutal. It's brutal because I'm just like, I want to play. I want to play it.
Yeah, with Metroid, I mean, part of me also like has the worry that even though retro is on it, it's not like the same retro.
Right, it's been a long time.
Even from like the Donkey Kong Country games, the Returns and Tropical Freeze, those were a while ago too.
Yes, they were.
So it's like, is this retro up to it? And like everyone's assuming it's like because they don't want to show it till it's ready. Whatever, but it's like it could also just be like it's also still having development troubles. Who knows? We just don't know anything. I mean, yeah, the fact they won't even come out and say like, "Hey, it's progressing nicely, but we're still not ready to show it yet."
I'm hoping it's.
Like an acknowledgement.
I hope it's just for the next system at this point.
That's like the best case scenario that I think everyone's hoping for is that like it's just they
because like the rest of the year is laid out pretty much. I feel like with Nintendo. So hopefully it's the next console.
Yeah, like they made the call like to start working on a different specs, and like they can't show it because if it did, it would clearly be like, "Yo, what is this?
Yeah, what is this?
What is this showpiece?
Yeah, what is
How's
this?
this gonna run on Switch? That doesn't
PC
look like
footage.
Switch."
Yeah. Cool. That's gonna do it for this episode of Frame Trap. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. We greatly appreciate it. We hope you're doing well. Hope you're playing some games, having a good one. Thank you, dudes, for joining me as always. Always good to have you on here, Mike.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, you always got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Played some games.
Yeah, you did it.
Gotta go finish 16 when I get home, dude.
Yeah.
When you get home, finish
Tonight.
it. Yeah,
I'll finish it.
Non-stop.
Cool. All right, we will see you in the next episode, everybody. Take care. Goodbye.